people get in there.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? In fairness, we've been live for like 10 minutes. How's everybody in the chat doing? See, there's 6 people. Hi, everyone. We're going to be watching
people.
the T5S2 Season 3, Pod 3 final game. I'm here with Shuma, and we're going to talk about this wild matchup that we're about to see. Were you saying something? Or?
Okay. I got to remember that me watching the Twitch stream means I'm also on the delay. I did not think we were live.
Oh, surprise!
People are seeing some of that sausage being made back here.
Yeah, Shuma's giving everybody a peek behind the curtain of how professional we are here at Tactical Tortoise. Just like real tortoises, we know how to live stream very well. So, let's talk about some lists today, because, oh boy, are we going to see some interesting lists on the stream today. Oh boy, do we have a sweet matchup for everybody, because it's everyone's favorite aggressors, the Adeptus Sororitas. Not a single person dislikes playing against this faction. They're a fan favorite, and everyone loves them. I think you would agree, Shuma. Is that right?
Yeah, I like fighting these aggressors about as much as I liked fighting the most popular aggressors in 8th edition, which were just aggressors.
Just regular aggressors.
I like them a lot. I like fighting these all the time. It's my favorite.
Unlike those aggressors, though, these ones don't forward deploy and then shoot twice in your deployment zone and then charge you and double fight. So we're going up in the world. But yeah, Doots is on stream here, taking a leave of absence from his Thousand Suns. I think he got tired of being bopped every time he rolled to go second, and also sometimes when he rolled to go first, and has just elected to play Adeptus Sororitas because if you can't beat him, join him. Which
I think in one of those invitational games, Magnus actually died. Like, he's gone now. They have to write into the books, but he died.
Yeah.
So it's all over.
Unfortunately, it's now canonical that 5 Retributors with 2 Armorium Cherubs sent him screaming back to the void from whence he came.
That's why they didn't finish his plotline in Psychic Awakening. It's because there was a paragraph towards the end of it where just 5 Retributors kick out of a Rhino and just kill that guy.
Right, yeah. It was either 5 Retributors or 2 double fighting Repentia, Just cut him right off at the ankle. And he had cast his last Super Smite, that poor guy.
Yeah, Zinch was just so embarrassed he did not resurrect him this time.
Yeah, looks like Valdor's in chat. Valdor, how's it going? We have AT Valdor and Valadon TV. So also, at least on my screen, they're the same color. So y'all are about to get confused for one another. I do apologize beforehand.
Valadon TV confirming he is the real Val.
He's the real Val. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Are you the real Val, or is it Val?
Or the real Valdor?
Yeah. We'll have to find out. Which of the Vals will don the mantle of the real one? Exclamation point list, everybody in the chat, if you want to take a look at the lists. And this one, Doots' list here is certainly a Sisters of Battle list. And that's about what I have to say about it. Bloody Rose Vanguard Detachment. We're bringing a Canoness with a chain sword, I think, so she can get upgraded to having Beneficence. Yep, there she is. It's Becky for
everyone's favorite.
Casual 8 attacks, a strength 4, 2 damage, rerolling your wound rolls and your charges. Pretty good stuff. We also have 3 units of 9 Sisters Repentia, a couple Rhinos to house some of them, 2 Zephyrim squads, 5 Zephyrim apiece, as well as a Seraphim squad with 2 sets of 2 Hand Flamers. Then following that up, we have an Our Martyred Lady detachment, bringing Junith Erowita for those delicious rerolls. The Triumph of St. Catherine for additional Miracle Dice control. 3 units of 5 Battle Sisters, an Imagifier and a Preacher, as well as 2 Retributor squads, each with 4 Multi-Meltas and 2 Armorium Cherubs. We also have 1 Immolator in there to stick one of those Retributor squads in. So definitely some Sisters of Battle stuff going on. Interestingly, we do also have an Ordo Xenos Inquisitor. It's bringing Terrify to allow those Repentia units to actually make melee without being absolutely eviscerated with Overwatch fire. But otherwise, it definitely looks like a Sisters Battle list.
Yeah, Games Workshop's supply chain has really managed to get efficient. Now, instead of having to sell like 100 different boxes of different Sisters units, so you can like mix and match and create your own army, they just have $1,000 box that comes with these models.
If only.
And points out to exactly 2,000 points. It's great.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Moving over though, we have this is interestingly a rematch from the tail end of season 2 when we had Doots play against his opponent Mitch. Mitch playing Tyranids at that point. Doots playing his patented Thousand Suns. And now they are going to be rematching this game. But the Lord of War will instead be on Mitch's side because he's playing the one and only the Duchess Arnwheel, who is a Castellan. Imperial Knight. So let's talk
is the Duchess the Castellan or is the Duchess the pilot? Like, is it named like you name a ship, or is that the name of? No, the knights are like very willful and have like a sentience of their own.
So who pilots Canis Rex? He's the character one, right?
No, Canis Rex I think is the knight, and the dude has a different name.
The guy himself. Let's see.
Yeah,
let's look at his data sheet. Aha! Sor Hector is the pilot of Canis Rex.
Yeah.
I see it here now. Of course. How could I be so foolish?
He has an Archaeotech pistol, which is actually a pretty sick pistol.
So to answer your question, I don't know. I assume it's the knight, but I'm sure Mitch would tell us the entire backstory of his named knight here if we asked him. But this is a super interesting list, and I'm excited to see it on the table. Hopefully, it doesn't get blown up by Repentia. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for that. That may happen, but at least
I'm on Team Retributor too.
Yeah, at least it will take some of them with it, because following up these knights and defending their fragile feet from these chainsaw-wielding mad ladies are a bunch of Space Marines. So that's pretty handy. We've got a Vanguard detachment coming out of Iron Hands, just regular old Iron Hands, no successor chapters here. We're just playing good old Iron Hands. We got a Tech Marine who's been upgraded to be a Master of the Forge. We have an Infiltrator squad, so that will actually help quite a bit in this matchup to push back some of the strategic reserves that Doots might be bringing in on off of his Bloody Rose units. We also have 2 Blade Guard veteran squads, a Leviathan Dreadnought kitted out with 2 Siege Claws, so no Storm Cannon arrays here. We're not shooting autocannons at people. We're just going to punch them. Also shoot them with Volkite Calibers, which is fair. And as well as a Vanguard Veteran squad, all jump packs and storm shields, a couple chainswords, a couple lightning claws in that unit, as well as the super heavy detachment coming out of House Raven, so they're going to be able to advance and charge. They get access to Order of Companions for all of the rerolls of 1s on all your stuff, as well.
It's advance and fire, correct?
Yep.
All right.
As well as, did I say advance and charge? Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Yeah, no, it's advance and shoot your guns. Which, in fairness, in this list is significantly better than charging, so.
Oh, yeah, yes, especially, yeah. You really need to be able to shoot the guns on the Castellan, and that advance really helps them get the line of sight that's oftentimes pretty hard to achieve, especially on these very cover-heavy WTC maps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it super helps, to just angle yourself around buildings and stuff like that, try to stick your arm around a corner so you can shoot. That's all very important for sure for House Raven, and definitely the most impactful part of that. But that's bringing 2 more Moiraxes with lightning locks. So those are the AP2 exploding 6s explode into 2 additional hits.
I'm a big fan of that unit.
Yeah, with those guys. Yeah, those a total of 12 shots with those, and then the 6s exploding is a reasonable amount of damage output. I played a game recently though against double Siege Claw Moiraxes with.
Those things are the flamers on those things. Yeah. I did not know what those flamers did.
Yeah, you learned pretty quickly.
Oh boy, I did.
Yes, they have 2 Rad Cleansers on them, which is a D6 shot flamethrower. Range 12, and wounds everything but vehicles on 2s for AP 0, but flat 3 damage. So
I thought it was AP. Oh no, you're right. It is AP0, the flat 3. Yeah, I was playing demons, and Nurgle demons don't like seeing that. It's like, oh, you're no AP, flat 3,
they're
auto
like,
wound 2s.
Well,
oh,
good
let
thing
me.
I have a high toughness value and many wounds, and they're like, well, I'm sorry to say, you're gonna have a bad time.
You'd think radiation is probably the most efficient way to like clean bacteria off of something.
Sense.
And
they're just gonna autoclave your army off the table. You know,
it's all a great and clean one is. It's just a pile of bacteria.
So those are pretty cool. But we're playing Lightning Locks today, and that's all very exciting. So I'm actually pumped to see how this matchup goes. It seems to me, obviously, Adeptus Sororitas probably the best faction in the game of killing knights.
Yeah, of Avery Disappointing Salad pointing out, oh god, this is a bad matchup for the knights. Not wrong, but I mean this list is built with at least some screening in mind. I mean, unlike most knight lists and most Space Marine lists, it can stand up to a Repentia charge.
Yeah, and a couple there are a couple tricks up the sleeve as well. You can actually you can heroically intervene with those Moiraxes 6 inches as long as they're near the main knight that's controlling them. So you can potentially, like, you know, if you can set it up correctly, a Repentia unit goes in, and before they do their pile-in, you can kind of split that unit so they can't concentrate all of their attacks onto the big knight. They'd probably blow up the Moirax. It only takes like 2 Repentia to kill a Moirax. But if you save the Castellan, that's sometimes all you need. But also we have these Blade Guard veterans. They're relatively tanky against a lot of the sister stuff. Unfortunately, Repentia tend to have enough attacks that they're going to be able to get through the unit, even through Transhuman and the Invulnerable save. So a lot of times they're not tanky enough for that, but they do eat the Retributor shots just fine. We have a lot of Vanguard veterans who are good at cleaning out all of these sisters units as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. And Mitch, I was talking to the players before the game. Mitch mentioned that he actually he felt that if there was any mission in which he could possibly be favored, it would probably be priority targets, because he gets to play very defensively. He has a bunch of points he can score super easily with that priority targets secondary objective, and he doesn't have to overcommit, which is just a recipe for disaster against Sororitas.
Yeah, sisters really thrive on multi-objective missions that force you to leave your deployment zone and spread out, giving the Repentia, which don't have a direct line threat range of 27 inches, they have 27-inch threat range that can go around corners. They can like weasel their way and touch almost anything. So the only real way to keep them out is to stay in a knot. Which on priority targets much easier than in any other map. Yeah,
we could potentially see the corners of these large L's in Mitch's deployment zone taken up by Vanguard veterans or Blade Guard veterans to just physically screen out where Repentia could possibly sit. And then, holding a rotate ion shields in the bank for the Castellan or even these Moiraxes means that the Retributors actually don't automatically kill them. There's not a lot of sort of awkwardly obscuring terrain that the Knights won't be able to shoot through that's relevantly placed. A lot of the... there is a little bit over here on Objective 2 where we can see some of the Battle Sisters deploying, but the Castellan doesn't necessarily have to walk in threat range of that ruin. And there's not really anywhere else where the Retributors can stand super safely and engage the Knight without being in line of sight back. And a Castellan can eat around a shooting from Retributors, and it probably doesn't die. I mean, you never say never. Sometimes they just fail all their saves. But a 4+ invulnerable save and toughness 8 is sort of the 2 silver bullets that you need to fade a unit of multi-multi shooting.
Now, the real downside there, though, is that the Castellan is a large direct fire model. And in a map like this, and in a matchup like this, it really just kind of wants to hover around Objective 5 all game. But there's way to position a model onto every objective on the table where you're going to be out of line of sight from really anywhere on Objective 5. Meaning that it's going to be difficult to really get that 650 points of value out of this really big centerpiece to the list.
Yeah, I mean, even if the Sororitas weren't as good at blowing up Knights as they are, this Knight doesn't have anything good to shoot at, right? You could be oh yeah, sweet, I could shoot a Rhino and have them emergency disembark behind a wall and not do anything else. Okay, cool.
We're really just hoping for that snipe shot directly into St. Catherine, but unfortunately, Only model in the game that has 18 wounds, but doesn't count as 18 wounds.
Right. Yeah, so she'll still be protected by obscuring. Although, I mean, she doesn't get character protect or anything like that, so any line of sight to her will probably end in her death. Although she also has that 4+ invulnerable save, so sometimes she doesn't die either.
So if the Castellan does shoot St. Catherine, do they then have 5 more parades? Like a St. Catherine sort of like this Hydra, where every time you kill one, just 5 more have to show up.
Yeah, well, they're no longer the triumph of St. Catherine at that point. It's the tragedy of St. Catherine.
It's like in remembrance of the tragedy of the triumph of St. Catherine.
But if you attack those parades, though, it gets messy. That's why we see it on so many tables, in 40k, is because people keep killing it because they can shoot at it, and so they just gotta organize 5 more parades.
I don't know that I've ever seen one of those die.
I just killed one 30 minutes ago.
Oh, is that why this one's here now?
Yes, this is the one. Indeed. How's it going, everybody in chat, by the way? I appreciate everybody coming to join us.
All Bearable pointing out that Doots can't break our soundboard now. Yes. He can both play the game and log into this Twitch stream. Don't jinx it.
Pop in and drop some soundboard wizardry. In fairness, I think Doots gets a bad rap for breaking the soundboard only because he is the most prolific user of the soundboard out of anyone on.
I thought you were going to say only because he's the one who's broken it every single time.
Well, he's just the most likely to break it because he's always the one using it, right? Just don't give him ideas. Well, unfortunately, we're muted, so unless he's already in the stream. So before we get going on this game too far in, let's drop a little prediction in here. Start a prediction. Let's do it. Who will win? Doots' Sororitas versus Mitch's Imperium. All right, let's give it 5 minutes so that we don't know who's going first. Boom.
Trivia.
Joey with the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you for re-upping.
Thank you, Joey.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Trivia, I had a question for you.
Yes.
What's up with this Leviathan Dreadnought here?
What is up with this Leviathan Dreadnought? This poor guy. Unfortunately, someone detached its. It was a cruel prank by the Blade Guard veterans.
It's like a training dreadnought?
Yeah, they took its storm cannon arrays and hid them somewhere, and it can't find them. So it's wandering around battlefields around the 41st millennium, wondering where its storm cannon arrays went. Yeah, that's a good point. We have a very interesting profile of a Leviathan dreadnought that we're bringing today. It's just bringing 2 siege claws. So we also have the 2 melta guns attached to those, as well as the Volkite calivers that are hull mounted on the Leviathan Dreadnought. So it still shoots a little bit, but not.
Yeah, it's still a respectable profile.
As 16 autocannon shots. But yeah, I think what we're looking at here is, I mean, this is very much a Castelly list, right? We got the big Castellan. It literally has a Castel in it, right? So
it's a very Castellan list.
Yeah, it's a very Castellan list. We have the Blade Guard veterans to protect where the Castellan is going to go and to fight over, to ensure that you can screen out whatever would come and touch the super heavy. And I think the Leviathan Dreadnought is just part of that. It's another reasonable sort of damage output unit that can hang around with this gaggle of knights. I think also they think that it's a knight, It's like a cat, right? It thinks
it's like day 14. They still haven't noticed I'm not an Armagar.
Yeah, I mean, it's like its profile is very similar, so it's just a little slower, but it has a 2+ save, so there you go. Basically the same, right? But yeah, another thing that can counterpunch anything that would come in to fight this list. So I think the game plan of the list is pretty straightforward and I mean, clearly very good. Mitch has already won 3 games to get here, so he's doing something right. And he's gonna shoot you with a Castellan and a bunch of Moiraxes and wait until you have you got to come deal with it, and then he's gonna punch you with 10 Blade Guard veterans and 10 Vanguard veterans and a Leviathan Dreadnought. So why waste additional points on putting guns on the Leviathan Dreadnought when you're already gonna shoot everything to death that's in line of sight with your Castellan? So.
I like the good.
Go ahead. You first.
I was kind of like the casual character protection tech marine holding down objective 5. Wonder how long that'll carry the state here. Like four or five retributors just staring right down this this alleyway. They can only see this one guy, and he's just like waving his arms, just like flipping the bird at them, and they just can't figure out what to do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, there's a tiny bush in front of his feet, and he's able to crouch down behind that. So
there is a little bush there.
They think that that the Omniscient axe and the servo arm that's sticking out of the top of the bush is actually just an oddly shaped branch.
This is my favorite map of this season's. It's got like a really good like ghosts and goblins, kind of like spooky vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're rooting around in these ancient ruins for some treasure.
Yeah.
For some
that
priority targets in these crates.
What is it, Blackstone?
Is there precedent for
Probably.
Maybe.
Some sort of chaos artifact.
Maybe it's just
maybe there's an
chocolate.
STC.
Maybe there is.
Yeah, maybe they discovered the STC for chocolate. That would be in an STC somewhere, and like after like 100-year grinding miserable war, at like the last moment, like Abaddon would just like crush it in his hands and then like flee back to the warp, and we just never get chocolate.
A loose prediction. What do you mean, chat? I don't understand.
Oh, I think a lose prediction.
Oh, a loose.
Oh,
Yes.
it's loose. You're right.
A
I see what's
loose.
going on here.
I understand.
Loose,
Well,
loose.
yeah, it's not a very tight prediction, chat. It's a very loosey-goosey one. It's a good point. The tiny bush is not 3 inches tall. We could not give it dense cover because it's not tall enough. You know, that's an important role to keep in mind.
It is. You know, they never specify what scale of like inches you should be using though. Like they don't say that you use like a real world scale, like 1-to-1 of your tape measure, and this is like a 1/32 scale game, so you could just bust out like a 1/32 scale tape measure, and then that bush is like 3.5, 4 feet tall.
Yeah, maybe by 6 inches.
It counts.
They mean like a couple of millimeters, you know. All right, here comes the roll to go first. Looks like Mitch in here with a 2, Sisters in with a 5, so Doots is going to be taking it.
Who wants to go first here? I gotta imagine the Knights want to go second.
Yeah, I think
like
this is way better for the Knights, especially given that we have some fast movers on the Imperium side of the table because we have these Vanguard veterans, right? So there is the potential that this army also, I mean, just Knights in general are very fast. They have the ability to command phase move, I believe. You can full tilt them for additional threat range if you really need to. So they can cross the table quickly to get that bottom round 5 scoring. And especially on priority targets, which is a mission that it's really easy to stagnate out and just score 10 points apiece for the entirety of the game. Like, second player definitely has an advantage here.
Yeah, and I think as important as turn 5, I think what happens on turn 2 is huge. Like Sisters are another army that really thrives on going second, but not because they can rush out and hold everything on turn 5. It's because while they have really extended threat ranges on every piece, you kind of need to reveal yourself so that they can start engaging in those trades. They don't like to have to like move out, take objectives, and reveal their like slightly less solid backline objective holding units to your guns. They'd rather you reveal yourself and they begin the process of trades. Like you always want to be the person who throws the first punch in a fight.
Yeah, Sister's very much an army that's dependent on peace trading. So if they ever get to initiate that peace trade, they're just like having a grand old time.
You got all your dominoes set up perfectly, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna knock these over, and eventually they're gonna hit you. Then you the last second you see that other guy just like flicks it on the other side. You're like, no.
Yeah. So here comes some Battle Sisters to run up towards the center objective. Kind of just baiting the Castellan to come out. Please come shoot us.
It's the Duchess.
Oh, excuse me, Duchess Arnuil. That's my bad. Yeah, I should know better. Let's talk about the secondary objectives these players have picked. Doots over here on the red side, playing Sororitas, bringing engage in all fronts, and while we stand, we fight. As well as that priority targets. While we stand, let's take a look at what those are. I think it's on the Triumph of St. Catherine, as well as the Retributors.
So he only has 2 spells? The
Retributors are
would it not be on
160
Judith?
a piece. No, Judith is a cheap lady. She's like 110.
So it's a 5 of CP region ruler trait. when you use one.
When I use one. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then it's a,
Yeah. 160 apiece for the Retributors. What is it? 195 for the Triumph. Yeah. So those will be the 3 while we stand targets. Pretty common pick, I think, in Adeptus Sororitas. It's an interesting one. It's not one I think you would expect to see, given how high value a target those Retributors are. Your opponent is not like disincentivized to attack them, right? Like if a Retributor shows its face, your opponent is going to direct every single relevant gun that they have in their army directly at that exposed face.
But if the Retributors have shown your face, you don't have those guns anymore.
Yeah, your guns might be dead. But on the flip side, given how powerful Retributors are, and the fact that they can play relatively passively, you don't actually, you are also trying to keep them safe. And sometimes you can make it so that they're very difficult to take out. And it sounds like what Doots might be doing is just trying to set up for a turn 2 Repentia sort of alpha strike, and not even engage with those Retributors until very late game.
We're trying to delicately set these rhinos up so that there's no conceivable way that the Castellan can draw line of sight to them, I think.
Yeah, it may be possible to block line of sight with the boxes in the center. It seems difficult.
The Castellan can definitely see the red rhino right now if it actually moves towards the edge of the table.
I think you can. I think you could. You can draw line of sight to one or the other. You can. There's also a crack through the center. It looks like to draw line of sight to the green one. So like you'll be able to find a way, but also you don't really want to do that, right? Because
there's no follow up after that. Like other than the Moiraxes. It would still be difficult through an emergency disembark to gain line of sight to the things that the rhinos are holding, and then you've rushed out to try and pick those off, and then you're running into the jaws of like the shark at that point. Like that's exactly what the sisters want.
Right.
For you to run these your highest value targets in your list right up into easy charge range.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I imagine what we'll see is a very defensive position from Mitch. Clearly, with his secondary picks that we'll talk about momentarily, he's going to be playing a hyper defensive game, and I think all he wants to do is get these Repentia to charge into the models that are going to be screening out just physically the position of the Duchess, and then he can kill all the Repentia, and at that point the Knights can play a little bit more aggressively. Looks like
a little worried about the
Zephyr moving up to stand inside the ruins, so they're going to potentially get hit with a lightning lock.
Minutes have a pretty respectable range. A little bit worried about the positioning on the Duchess Arn Wheel right now. Presumably it will move in the coming turn, but...
Yeah, the awkward part is that the models that I think it wants to be standing in front of it, protecting the outline of this obstacle, are right now behind it. So, because you have to move each of your models one at a time, you would have to, for example, move the Vanguard veterans to clear a space for whichever unit wants to stand in front of the Duchess. So they would have to move backwards, and then the Castellan takes its space, and then the Blade Guards maybe run around in front of it. But that's a little bit of an awkward maneuver to pull off.
Yeah,
I
mean, the Castellan can step over them, but... I mean, it steps over them to position 5,
but
or steps backwards to the edge of the...
Yeah, you don't want it to stand in, out in the open for no reason. And
I don't... Can Moiraxes move over models?
No, I don't think so. There's
that guy lives there, then...
Yeah, I wonder
he's
if
not fitting
he's
around that corner.
Angling around just 2 inches downwards or something. That might be... we're just hedging our bets to ensure that no Retributors are standing, on Objective 2, essentially. There is a unit in this Immolator, but I don't think that Doots wants to pile them out for a Moirax, killing a Moirax is great and all, but it's not an immense amount of damage output that you're mitigating, and you lose immediately 5 points on what we stand, so that's less good.
My Tech Marine will give the
Warlord Traits and Relics chat. We'll give a quick overview here. I think the players have mostly noted them. We have a Becky on Doots' side, Beneficence and Righteous Rage on a Canoness. We also have Tale of the Stoic, Indomitable Belief on one of the Imagifiers. Looks like the Ordo Xenos Inquisitor is bringing biocorrosive poisons, which is pretty fun. Although I don't see any litanies of faith
Going to start by advancing
on Doots' side. So it looks like that's just all of the warlord traits and relics on his side. So just relying on the Triumph of St. Catherine for miracle dice control.
I love the design of the lightning lock. It's just 4 gigantic capacitors with like a gun stuck between them. Like oftentimes you look at the gun, like a weapons designed 40k, and you're like, I don't understand what this gun is even supposed to be doing. But I understand what this one's supposed to be doing, and it's great.
Yep. So the Tech Marine's been upgraded to the Master of the Forge. We know that. I'm not 100% sure who the Warlord pick is for Mitch's side. I mean, it's got to be the Castellan, right? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Master of the Forge Primaris Tech Marine only, or is it Tech Marine and Primaris Tech Marine?
It's any Tech Marine
Cool.
keyworded unit. Yeah, unfortunately they got rid of the I think I mean that was for sure an error where only some of the versions of characters could be upgraded to the chapter command version.
I think I also just haven't seen a non-Primaris Tech Marine in a
while. We have
while.
cold eradication on the Castellan, so roll an additional dice and drop the lowest for the number of shots that it makes. And I think it has Call's Wrath. Yeah, it does have Call's Wrath, yeah. So we have their big relic plasma cannon.
I think it's just printed on the Castellan's data sheet.
Yeah, basically. Although
it's just costs additional 1 CP.
Yeah, in this particular matchup, I mean, it's good at popping rhinos, I guess, but you know what on a Castellan isn't good at popping rhinos?
The shield breaker missile.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So over on Mitch's side of the table, we're in Mitch's turn now. Very, I guess, inconsequential turn on Doots' side. He did move the Zephyrim up to grab engage in all fronts for those 2 points. He's marked his Wowie stands at 15, so we're just going to be removing those as the Wowie stand targets die, assuming that they die. Whereas on Mitch's side of the table, also bringing Wowie stand we fight. So that hitting the Castellan as well as the Leviathan Dreadnought and probably a Blade Guard unit, I guess. No, the Vanguard unit, excuse me. Which Mitch has combat squatted already, so he can hide 1/2 of that unit and try to preserve those 5 points. Also taking priority targets, obviously, but then, interestingly, raise the banners high. Again, very much playing into this hyper-defensive game plan that he's going to be trying to play out this game. Although, not so with these Vanguard veterans. This looks like the opposite of a hyper-defensive move. Might charge into a unit of Battle Sisters, kill them. This feels very aggressive.
Or at least try. That's a lengthy charge.
We're also going to be... Oh, it looks like, yeah. So what we're doing here is we're going to try to screen out the Repentia, the last Repentia unit, and potentially the Retributors from popping in on this side and getting a charge into the Castellan. That is the downside of that tight and compact deployment. You can't just like make it so that they have to eat the charge onto the Vanguard veterans, like we were talking about. Like if you just line this wall with Vanguard veterans, there's not really any way that they can get in. But in this case, you're just going to throw these dudes away to prevent the screen, and I think they might just get shot to death. There's heavy bolters over here on the immolator side. There's we could maybe put a Retributor squad out, although there's not a great place for it to stand.
I don't know. I feel like heavy bolters are still not great against Vanguard veterans. I mean, they're still sitting like a 3-up save. There aren't that many heavy bolters over here either.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. Yeah, so I guess it's not the end of the world, especially if the Vanguard veteran unit baits out a Repentia unit anyway. It's already doing its job. So,
does this movement prevent a Repentia charge though? I mean, what are we looking at for Faith Dice right now?
I don't think it prevents the natural Repentia charge. Let's take a look at the dice. Looks like we have a 5, a 4, and a 3 on Miracle Dice.
All right.
For Doots' side.
With Catherine, so it's
Yeah, with Catherine, so one of those can be +1.
Yeah.
Imagine this is
so looking at an auto 10. Yeah, with an auto 10, you probably couldn't just position yourself in front of one of the Vanguards and then run past the unit.
The Castellan also hasn't moved yet, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I imagine it's moving towards this bottom edge, then trying to draw line of sight to the Green Sisters on 2 to fire them off the objective. Because
Yeah,
they are
maybe.
in the doorway there. Like
Only-
that.
yeah,
That
you'd
seems
only
like
get one
probably the
Retributor
best
squad
use
shooting
case.
back at you, and the Retributors aren't in a great position to shoot you at you without
Yeah.
reciprocation.
I mean, you got to do something. Like did not take Titan Slayer, which is interesting. I would have expected that before the Wowie stand in this matchup. But like without Titan Slayer there, I mean, you got to get some value out of it. And if you can deny 5 points on a primary scoring on the second turn there, that's a pretty high value play.
Looks like chat chat has spoken. We are 75% in favor of Sororitas winning this game. Chat, it sounds like some people wanted to vote, for the underdogs here, which would be these Imperial Knights, but cooler heads may be prevailing. Definitely, I think Sororitas, in any matchup where your opponent's army is made up of like 3 or 4 very powerful individual units, Sororitas probably the most nightmarish matchup you could possibly imagine.
This Morax is dead to Retributors. Okay. Now,
What's interesting, and I wonder if this is
Retributors
something that Mitch may end up regretting, is that we don't have a Rights of War on this Tech Marine, I don't believe. Which would be cool, and that would make it so that the infantry around him were objective secured, which means that you could hold these objectives pretty easily with the Vanguard veterans or the Blade Guard veterans, and like a couple models piling into this objective doesn't break your banners.
But you only hold an objective while you're standing on it. I don't know that any of these units want to like introduce themselves to the like highway of Meltaguns that this like little area between 5 and 2 will be.
Come out to shoot a Blade Guard veteran unit, like they're gonna transhuman and they're gonna make a bunch of invulnerable saves, and then the Castellan turns around and kills your while we stand target. So like, I think you're okay.
That is true.
Yeah. You would like nothing more than for the Sisters player to bail out the Retributors and burn a Storm of Retribution shooting at 5 Blade Guard veterans. You'd be like, hey, that's fine with me, dude. Do it to it. That's like not even a very efficient points trade for that unit.
Angling the Castellan to try and get just barely shots into the Sisters unit, it seems. Or what are we measuring at here?
I think we're just we're making sure that there's no way that this Retributor unit, purple Retributor unit, could pop out and shoot at it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. We're just trying to keep it as safe as possible, and we're gonna get some shots into the green unit. So
yeah,
theoretically, this green unit's gonna be removed wholesale from the objective, and Doots is gonna be down to only 5 points on his first turn, or on his first round of scoring, I should say. Send it back to the players' mics here.
6 inches out
momentarily.
there. Can you just hold that line?
So Mitch,
So
measuring
that's
out the
not
threat
on the
ranges
line,
of
but
the
it's now on the line
Retributor
for the
squad.
other one, I think. 3 inches, 6 inches. Ooh, it might not be.
Let's see. No, I can definitely see your arm on this side.
A bit of the arm.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. If I move in a bit more. You see what I am trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like with the additional distance that the Retributor squad would pile out of the Immolator, you would just be able to see the Castellan. Although from this position, it looks a little
Holy
bit.
shit. Okay, and then from barely poking my nose out like this, I can see Battle Sisters.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Rolling range like
So I think we found the one spot on the table
Oh,
where we
okay,
can't get
let's
hit by
see if this
Retributors
works.
and we can draw a line of sight to Battle Sisters. We figured it
This is
out.
all of movement. Blade Guard is staying there. This is all of movement. It's like
The
a
Sisters
fake,
are a
you know,
lot like
shooting
one of
things,
those
yes.
video game bosses where they kind of like
Let's
they telegraph
start with
the
the
areas
Moraxes.
of the
Uh,
play space
have
that are
this
about to
Morax
become
down
instant
here,
kill
she
zones. And you have to like tumble out of those every time.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like a Dark Souls boss.
Right. There's a big red, like targeting reticule wherever
Yeah.
a Repentia unit is about to impact and blow everything up.
These are AP2 cover.
These are our lightning locks, right? So, yep,
AP
B4.
Doots.
So Moirax's looks like taking some shots at these Zephyr here to
So
try to
that's
clean
2
them out.
dead.
And Doots
3
rolling
dead.
spectacular. Some
Yeah,
spectacular.
they appear to be getting
on
cleared
results
out.
here. Ooh boy.
4 dead.
Looks like only 4 get killed by that first shot.
Okay,
Not
so the other one...
Best.
Basically, if I pull everybody but this chick, this guy can't see me. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So pulling that Zephyr unit out of line of sight of the second lightning
we'll
lock.
have
Do we have
some-
a
We'll have some bolt
crappy
guns
die
in
to
them.
burn on
Sure.
morale there? We could burn that
That's
3 on
movies.
morale, and they would.
These will
that
not
would
be in
guess.
cover. Some of them will be.
Would we even need to?
matched.
I think one guy.
Yeah, they're
Leadership
lead 8, so
9?
they can run on a 6, right?
The Zephyrum's got a 9.
Oh, the Zephrums are 9. Just kidding.
This middle guy.
Just kidding.
So I think these 3.
Well, you got to see my.
Trevi, the only things in the entire galaxy that run away
He gets nerfed.
are the zombie
So I think those
robots.
2.
Alright? For some reason.
Yeah, those fearful zombie robots.
Sure. Yeah. 2.
So 6.
Melted Wing asking about how Tau players are doing in the community.
Wait, are they raising banners?
They,
Oh, they are. Sorry.
Mhm.
I won't be doing that.
there's one particular Australian Tau player I know
That's
who's
important.
very confident about them.
So, looks like we were
so
just
I
measuring
wasn't
to
thinking
try to
of-
fire these
any other guns?
infiltrators at that
No,
last
she's
remaining
gonna
Zephyr to try to pick her off, but
That's fine.
Mitch then remembering that
That's fine. That's fine.
they're supposed to put a banner up, so
Yep, that's fine. Okay.
the banner would fall right back down if
An
they
entire
if they put it
Castellan
down to pick
into
up
those
their
Battle
guns.
Sisters.
Did they not spend the CP to
Good
do both?
luck.
No, that's an expensive
I...
stratagem. I don't think it.
Yeah, I will.
As
I will
annoying
shoot
as
one
one
of
Zephyr
those.
from surviving is,
Ironhead.
I don't know.
Ironheads have expensive
Uh,
tastes.
Oh, can you just pause the clock for a bit? Pinging out. Give you the turn when I come back down. Oh, right. Restart the clock.
There you go.
So the melt guns are out of range.
It looks like Mitch.
I'm going to
is,
shoot one of the shield breaker missiles.
some
I'm going to
latency
shoot everything
issues.
else. This purple dice ignores invulnerables.
Unfortunately, these players. One of the
Mine-
cool things about Tabletop Simulator,
Yeah.
these players are on very geographically distant. Unfortunately, the big downside of Tabletop Simulator is that these players are very geographically distant, so the latency may become a little bit awkward here.
Put those to the
Yeah,
side.
Mitch is all the
the
way
volcano
from
ones.
just outside the wall with these banners of House Stark he's putting down. And what planet is that?
Siege
That's like
breakers. These are D3s. Drop lowest. Drop
did
lowest.
they name that world?
So you would have to roll. It's
I don't know.
2 different
I don't
guns,
know
right?
what
So you would
the
have
what the
to roll
Game of
those
Thrones
separately
planet
next
is.
time if you're gonna-
Like,
if
so
you're
like
gonna
Clendathu?
Drop the lowest.
Oh, that's why they're colored differently.
Oh, those are. Oh, okay. Yeah, one's slightly darker. Okay.
Oh, sorry if it's not noticeable. I can change that for next time.
No,
Uh,
I see. now.
Yeah. And the missile.
So Mitch clearly practiced with his
not overcharging.
his
plasma.
resolution of
all
the
these hitting on
Castellan's shooting profile. It has approximately 1,000 separate weapon profiles, and so Mitch has a very nicely laid out, color-coded
All
sheet
these are
here
AP various,
for,
these are
uh,
AP1, everything else
for
is
each of his
one.
different weapons. So he's going to roll all of the dice together, but color code them so we know which shot is
One
which.
2 there.
Good speed
So
hammer
got
tip.
3 dead so far. Red's AP a bunch, right?
Red's AP5.
Yeah, if only the Stompa's guns could be rolled at the same time and had functioned in similar ways. And I too
That
could have
is
saved
also
some time.
All right, so I'll get a
Charges.
miracle
So,
dice to kill the
those-
murdered lady.
And whole squad gun?
Those 5
Yep.
Battle Sisters and everything within a quarter mile of their position have been entirely obliterated. Except for all
Not the
sisters,
squad
of course.
goals. Not the squad goals you want for yourself.
Right. They knew what they were signing up for. Looks like we may try
Go.
for a long bomb charge on this red unit here. No.
I won't be wrong.
Try a reroll. Oh no.
So
no
fight
reroll.
phase, no.
Okay.
Morale phase, that one sister.
Yep, so I'll use a miracle 3 to pass her morale.
Sure thing. Right, at the end of that turn, I get my 3 on
So we do miracle the Zephyrum's morale, so she'll be
Go ahead.
fine.
Okay.
And we're back to Doots' turn.
You
So-
score 1.
You think you could find an image of Wolverine
Yeah, so
holding
5
Captain
minutes
America's
first.
shield? And then just use that as the thumbnail for whatever next video you do about Space Marines.
Got a 1 and a 2.
Like that's got to exist, right? Like that's happened at some point.
Okay.
I'm sure.
There's 9. It's just a regular Space Marine, Tech Marine, right?
Okay, so it looks like we might be lining up a Seraphim drop onto the Tech Marine. It looks like if we place...
These guys deny in 12 inches.
That would be pretty
Oh,
devastating.
that's right, yeah.
Well, it'd be tough. It would be.
This was
I'm not sure where
okay.
you place,
Offset,
and
sorry.
you're not going to be screened out by the
Moraxes have no...
yeah, that left
melee.
dreads
Yeah.
not out there yet.
Okay.
Like it's a 12-inch
attacks,
possible
8,
jump,
nothing,
right?
damage one.
So
Gotcha.
can they
It's
get
like
any?
6.
Well,
Those
actually, it's
were
not. I mean, what are we
adventures.
looking at? Like a 5 and a 6 now on Faith-Based?
We
No,
have
still sitting on the 2-5s with Catherine.
Yeah, a 4, a 5, 1, 2, and 3, and then Catherine can manipulate one of those.
So I mean, would the Tech Marine's probably not within 10 of the area right next to the box there.
Just deciding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this has so far been a pretty good start for Knights. I am a little worried
Yeah.
that a hyper aggressive Sisters here could just push them off their objectives. If you break the banners this early in the game, which is not super hard because again, like there's only one Tech Marine on objective 5, right? Like it's not even objective secured. So if you run 2 models over there, it doesn't matter who they are, they're going to break that banner. And it's so hard to put that banner back up because then you need that infantry unit not to be using any of its, any of its weapons or most of its abilities that turn. And you need it to be clear of enemies. So if Doots just starts cycling units onto objective 5 and throwing, rhinos and battle sisters and stuff up there,
So that's about
he can keep
out.
Mitch down to just 5 points on
I'm gonna
banners, which
shoot
is
that
difficult
guy
to come back from.
anyways. Could go this
And it always
way,
feels like you're having a good game against Sisters until they throw the punch
but
that like
that's
knocks your head
gonna
off your
be
shoulders.
out of range.
Like turn 1 of a Sisters game is always just them like loading the bullet into the revolver.
Yeah. Although, I mean, even going first, like as long as the Triumphs take Catherine's there, they always have, it's like 3 6s on their Miracle Dice,
So if I
Like they
go
just
here,
spawn their army with 3 6s already rolled.
potentially
And it just
see
happens
this
every time.
dude within 36.
Melted Wing, it's a good shot, but he's not holding the shield though. Like you gotta, if we're playing Vanguard veteran here, he's gotta have that shield in his hands.
See me at that point.
Preferably in like a really awkward pose too. Like legs akimbo, but turn a little bit to the left with like his claw arm kind of like slightly outstretched.
Mm-hmm.
With the shield maybe get like at like waist height.
Interesting.
Time should be on Dudes, right?
Yes. Let me put that on me.
It is.
It is
It
now.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
before,
I just switched it.
I do really like this,
Let's
the
save
kill on this green
those.
sister squad. The one thing that's awkward
Yeah.
about this mission is that it's actually impossible to move these objectives in the top corners such that you can hold them from behind the wall. You can make it better for you. Like you can put it so one model can hide and then the rest can be behind the line of sight blocker and in cover. So you can take cover saves on them. So you're a little bit more resilient, but you're still in line of sight. And those cover saves are not going to help you against the volcano cannon. So,
No.
So, yeah, it makes it a little bit awkward to hold these side objectives against a really powerful gun line. And Doots didn't really put a lot of stuff up here. There's just his Ephraim squad. He kind of needs that to run up and fight these
Let me
Vanguard veterans and
advance
potentially
my
score engage on all
orange
fronts and be a little
see
bit
how far I
aggressive.
can go.
So like, what do you do? Do you like bring in your retributors on that
17.
objective? Probably not.
Well, you don't need objective 2 if you're holding objective 3 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess the plan would be
9.
to just base trade.
Yeah, 9-inch.
So it looks like
Let's go for it.
burning a big dice, a big 6 on the Zephyrim,
So because they're not Primaris, I can't transhuman them. I can still
or a
fire
5, I
from
guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like we rolled and we got a 5 for the advance. So getting up there, and we're probably going to give them a pretty good charge and try to knock these Vanguard veterans out with the 1 damage swings rather than try to then commit
Okay,
Seraphim,
red battle sisters are
excuse me,
gonna advance.
Repentia to killing that unit.
You go 9, or sorry, 10.
There's no heroic interventions I can do. I mean, the knight can heroically intervene 3 inches, as can the tech marine, but that's about it.
Cool.
The second draft of this list did use Space Wolf allies.
Nice.
So I imagine that's going to mean that we're not going to see a Repentia unit commit this turn, which means that that Tech Marine does get to survive unscathed on Objective 5. We did get to hold that
Okay.
banner for at least 1 turn.
Yeah, it seems like we're planning on removing these Vanguard veterans to set up the next turn's push, because the positioning of the models as they are, there's no second wave of interference models to push up here. Like,
Yeah.
the Castellan is just in
It's like,
the danger zone at that point. And if the Rhinos move up here at the same time,
Let me get rid of these.
I mean, there's not a lot that will be
and then he's going to advance.
the Castellan has to kill both Rhinos, and then both the Nightmare Axes have to give really good rounds into their contents, where that'd be possible.
can he advance and charge?
No.
So the Preacher
He's going there.
trying to get into range to give this Ephraim.
What do I do want to do about this?
It's going to be a little bit of an awkward. I guess you could probably shoot one of them up top and then get in with the pylon and consolidate to his 6-inch aura.
I think my red rhino
Stretches the unit pretty thin, but I don't know if you're that worried about that. For only a 5 model unit, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Especially since it looks like we're going to be angling to just
get
drop
that
a 5 and
check
a 4 and a
Whoops.
5 on that Zephyrim unit for the 9-inch charge.
That's alright.
Is 13?
Yeah. Let me see what that gets me. It's not great.
It's like Dude's trying to sort of thread the needle with
It's
these
not bad
rhinos.
either.
Gonna be a little tough. At least the upside is that there's only
Pushing
one
up against the side
Castellan,
of the twin.
but those
Yep.
Lightning Lock Moiraxes are anything that's inside a rhino that
Yeah,
is out in the open. The Lightning Locks are gonna pick out. They're so good.
as long as it's
against
not a Zephyrim model.
the sisters' profiles. What we're looking at to do
Inquisitor
here is
going to
with this rhino up
advance.
against the wall. Is once the rhino gets blown up, we can emergency disembark or potentially just regular disembark
10.
the unit behind the obscuring terrain. So there won't be any follow-up range attacks that could hit it. It's a really good sort of proactive use of the disembarkation rules. One of the reasons that dedicated transports is so incredibly powerful in 9th edition 40k.
Kind of want to kill this thing.
And maybe Wolverine has never held Cap's shield. I'm not finding anything other than the picture that was posted earlier.
Yeah, let's just do it. So yellow will get out.
That can't be right.
Okay.
Ash just tossed a good photo in general, though. It's clearly Cap throwing the shield, but Wolverine is like pictured next to it in such ways
yeah,
where
it
it
looks like
appears
he
that he
has
is
it.
holding
All
it.
right, I can see it. It's a good one. If anybody doesn't
Still
know
like
what we're talking about, exclamation point Discord over in the chat. We'll
Yeah,
get to our Discord
yeah, come
server.
join us.
Come hang out with us. We talk
a
about
good
all
time.
sorts of stuff, like Wolverine holding Captain America's shield, and also 40k.
Yeah, and how it relates to the meta. Surprisingly relevant today.
Yeah. I mean, maybe T5S2 Season 4 will just be an
The
MCP
sergeant of
league.
this unit
And,
has
Yeah, can I just get-
and Wolverine holding Captain America's shield
No,
will
just,
literally be the meta.
Just a bolt gun.
Yeah, could someone
much
get like
into it.
Wolverine, like an MCP Wolverine
also
and
known
Cap's
as
shield
an
and
ablative
MCP,
wound.
throw just a Space Marine backpack on
Yes.
it, and then just like use that in your Space Wolf list?
Arjack.
Can they come in
Rockfist,
bigger
is he
units,
the-
or is it locked to
Oh no, he's the hammer
4
throwing.
They
guy.
can't.
millions?
How has
Yeah, they
no
can,
one
they
ever
can
done
go
a
up to 10,
Wolverine yellow
but they
and
can only
black
take 4
themed
heads, basically.
Space Wolf army?
Oh, okay.
That's
I've
a
never
really
seen
good
it,
So
and that
basically,
is now the
you go
most
up to
now. Even though I'm
6.
thinking of it now for the first time in like 20 years, it's now the most obvious thing in the world.
They
to me.
ignore the heavy weapon penalty.
So
don't
it's a
they?
pretty good,
They do.
is an aggressive move
then
from Doots, putting the
that's
yellow
basically what I
Repentia,
need to
or
do
bailing
to
them
get
out of the
range.
transport, moving them in such a way
Retributors?
that it looks unlikely, the Retributor unit, excuse me, it looks
if I leave
unlikely
this on the
that
objective,
Mitch
what
is
does
going to
that
be
do
able
for
to
me?
draw line of sight
That's
to
still
the
in
unit,
range. Perfect.
but he will be able to
Yeah.
hit this Moirax.
Come back to here.
I mean, I
Oh,
think
boy.
the big hope here is if we blow the Moirax up here, like it doesn't really matter what the Castellan kills for Rhinos because there's then no follow up to kill the Repentia. Then the Repentia on the following turn just start
And then
just like tearing through this Knight army.
Yeah, although it looks like there might be a
Immolator is just going to.
there may be a way to get line of sight to that unit, but I think in doing so, you open yourself up to that reserve unit of Repentia coming in,
Yellow from its name.
and
No one else
thus
is inside
begins
it.
the peace trade. You give up your 5 Wowie stand points if your opponent wants to take this line of sight
There.
with the Castellan, and you get to
Green
blow up the
Rhino,
Castellan,
what
which,
should we do?
in fairness,
Let's
is
do
also
blue.
one of your
Battle
opponent's
Sisters
Wowie
are
stand
in
points,
advance.
and their most expensive and most powerful unit.
Yeah, I bet-
You know what?
I bet Doots will trade 5 Wowie stand
So
points
it's
for the option
crazy.
to kill half of his opponent's army.
Yeah, it's
They're
probably
gonna,
a pretty
They're
good.
going to be not standing on the terrain. If I can help it. Looks like one of them's going to be lagging behind a little bit. We'll go this way.
Around that lone Zephyr.
Yeah.
Chat, MCP stands for Marvel Crisis Protocol. It's the Marvel miniatures game.
Cool looking game.
I mean, this thing isn't going to charge anything.
It's a real good game. If you're not playing Warhammer 40k, it's a good way to pass the time.
What's this charge?
It also
Too
plays
much.
super quick too, so it's a good second game to have because it's not
I
super
think it's just
complicated.
a guaranteed engage point is what it is.
We're just moving our
Can't get to
last
the objective,
Zephyrim
can it?
here,
Kind of guaranteed. No.
the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, I'll
So you're
advance
going to
it.
engage with these sisters. Yep.
She goes 15.
What is a Duchess? That's like you rule a duchy.
I am obsecking point 4,
And
and you have no one else in this table.
A
in
wife
this
or
table
widow of
either.
a duke.
yeah, you're good.
Okay. So is there like a second Castellan called the Duke hanging
Not
around
yet.
here?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Because she's the widow of the Duke.
Oh yeah. They probably
Let's
played
see.
this game. They probably
So,
Doots
maybe
and Mitch probably played before.
This is round 2. She's coming
late
back
game.
for vengeance.
Synonyms:
Zephyr
Countess
just
Pierce,
going back.
Viscountess. That's a cool one.
The Viscountess?
I mean, it has an S. Is that a silent S?
Yeah.
Look at you with your
Mm.
high-end knowledge of
Mhm.
like English heraldic titles.
So
Ew.
we're pulling the Zephyrim back to
You weeb.
Like this.
What's that? Yeah, what's the English version of a weeb? Is it
So
like
that's
an
staying
e-weeb?
Yeah, stand inside, and I'll be on my.
I think it's
objective.
weeb, but you just
Just-
say like weeb. Ye olden weeb.
Yeah. It's weeb, but you got one pinky up while you say it. You know.
Take a sip of tea.
Zephyrim setting up
Come out
to
here.
to grab engage next turn. This Battle Sister unit probably going to die to something. Moving up towards objective 4.
What?
I mean,
I don't.
there's infiltrators here. There's a Vanguard veteran
Retributor's
unit.
moved
Maybe
up
the
to
Moirax doesn't
here.
die.
I mean, if the Moirax doesn't die, and it shoots the Battle Sisters, then the Retributors
I guess that's fair. They
don't even get shot at.
definitely
Like
shoot back at the Retributors if it survives.
if the
You're right.
Vanguard bust out here and try to kill them, they're just like putting themselves right out in the wind
Yeah.
to be hit by any number of. Like I imagine these sisters probably just survive. Like don't even get touched.
Yeah. But
Oh,
in
don't
any
need to
case, we
try
have the
that.
backup of the Zephyrim to grab that engage and all friends for the next turn.
That's 5. Gets me within 6.
She gives
the
out
mag-
a +1 to Invanova, doesn't she?
Character piles
Yeah.
moving out.
or sorry, no, that's the Junie. She gives
All
out
the sisters'
just,
characters have
the
some like
nice
special
plus.
means of conveyance.
The Magifier.
Like
will
Celestine has
advance.
wings.
hmm
Judith has the hover
Yeah.
chair. The Triumph is dead.
hmm
Like there's just like what is it? The
That's 6.5.
Karamazov has his like weird little
Need
dreadnought
to step
chair.
out.
Mhm.
Like are there any sisters characters that don't have like some like segue or like other method of like not
No.
having to walk?
The ones that don't are either in an Immolator or in a Rhino, in any case. So
Like
Okay.
I mean like are there any others? just, like,
special
do any of the-
characters? I don't know.
Yeah, do any of them walk? I guess there's the one who puts her like stiletto skill like heel through that skull.
And-
The like
I
the one
don't
that's
think
like
she's
based
an
on
actual
that like
special
cover art.
character. I think she's just a,
She's not named?
a unique
Okay.
skull.
Just a
Let's
canonist.
do end of movement
Do
stuff.
if you become a special character in Sisters, do
bring
you just
out
like
some Seraphim?
you get like a bicycle?
I think so.
All right, landing the Sephirim on here.
So
Here they
just
come.
get the
Seraphim,
Antlers
not
so you can
Sephirim.
see.
Can I ignore
Sephirim was the bad guy from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, that's right. You're blocked by this thing. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I was a little confused there. It looks like dudes just forgot that lookouts exist. So
I knew there was a reason for
yeah,
that.
no good targets to hit that
Let's
tech
kill
marine.
infiltrators.
Good
then.
positioning
That's
by
better.
Mitch for sure. Make it difficult to hit
I
that
Oh,
can't
have you
guy.
got-
handle 12.
It's like a freebie hold
I
on
can't
objective
shoot.
5.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to keep in
'Cause
mind.
they are- yeah, they're
Just in general, if you're ever playing a mission with an exposed objective like that, but that has cover nearby, a lot of times characters are just the very best models to hold that because you can make them unshootable, and then and also just have them hang out in the open. And sometimes they can contribute as well. I mean, Tech Marines have a bunch of guns on them, so or not this one. He's got a bolt gun. That's disappointing. If only he was a Primaris Tech Marine, he would have a billion guns.
Yeah, I haven't seen how.
Yeah,
That's
just
like
wait
10
on
more
it. It's
points,
okay.
right?
Yeah, it's like
I haven't
sort of
seen
laughably
the non-Primaris.
slow.
Yeah, I haven't seen the non-Primaris in forever.
Thinking
Yeah, the Primaris profile is so beefy.
infiltrators.
Essentially,
I guess this list does look tight enough to where you'd be probably
Yeah.
pretty hard to actually fit that
yeah,
guy.
there's also a Castellan Knight that's taking up a couple
Yeah.
extra points.
And there's not a lot of like war gear to drop at this
Right.
point either.
That doesn't kill them.
Imagine if I gives ignore
So you'll be at
AP1.
I guess you'll be on a 4-up.
Puccini, characters
yeah,
or attacks,
yeah.
gotta remove them all. Gotta tell that to Valdor. Between you and Valdor, we'll have like a
I thought
normal
we
number of
wanted
characters
to
in our
Vanguard
names.
vets, or-
Yeah, because I'll be hitting at you with AP1. Yeah, let's do
AP1 puts me on 3s because I have a 2-up naturally. The
On infiltrators?
The infiltrators have a 3-up naturally, yeah.
a 3-up, yeah, so you'll go to a 4-up.
Yeah.
So I'll just touch this terrain.
Can I have
Frail
friends get
Stern
plus
walks.
6-inch range or something?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
it was it
Everything gets
Kirganel.
+6.
Well, Frail Stern like flies, and also
Distract.
Kirganel like carries her on his back. The Harlequin guy.
Which I will use right now. Puts me down to
She's like,
7.
I'm tired, and he's like,
Does
Ugh,
that- In the
fine.
shooting phase, do they also?
And then, like-
just as you shoot now, in the shooting phase, do they
Just
also get the
piggybacks
extra
are
range?
everywhere.
No.
Yeah, so it looks like we're popping in a
So
deadly
Bolt Pistols
descent with the
first,
Seraphim. They're
and
just
hit
going to
on
shoot at
threes.
the infiltrators.
A bit.
I guess
They
2 of
can-
them will not.
They drop in out of range of
Yeah,
their
two-
weapons,
two of
but
the
the
Bolt
deadly
Pistols.
descent extends their weapon range, so they can shoot into the
So
Omni
the ones
Scrambler
that are
bubble.
on 3s, 1 hit. These are on 4s.
Looks like we got
Good
a
hit.
plasma.
These are on 4s.
Oh.
So
Are
2
they
is
strength
one.
And two,
Are they strength
two
3 or
units
4?
through.
They're strength 4. They're pistols. Bolt pistols.
Oh, these are the bolt pistols. Yes.
Yep.
AP nothing, so saving on 3s.
Mhm.
We're fine.
No, they're AP1. Sorry, they're Bloody Rose.
Can't
Oh,
shoot
so take one, 6 off, feel no pain.
We got hand
Take
flamers in
damage.
this unit too. It seems.
I
And
think
then the hand
that's what-
flamers.
that's the next roll. Here we go.
None of them have
Big
15.
15
Ooh.
shots at the hand flamers. Here we go.
That is not small.
Only 5s.
Wounding on 5s.
Yeah.
So 5 more
only
AP1s.
five.
Respectable.
AP1 is pretty good from that
fours.
Bloody Rose buff there, and it looks like we will knock out one
Sixes.
Two?
infiltrator with that shot.
Take 2. So
Yep.
that kills this guy, pings the other guy.
Well, every infiltrator they kill is like
Psychic
100
phase,
dead,
Inquisitor is gonna
like
smite you
aspirants
in
who just want to become a Space Marine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they just
yeah.
killed 100 Imperial
Um,
citizens.
I'm gonna CP reroll that actually. So I'm going down to 6. Goes off
Yep.
on a 6.
D3.
So it looks like
just
we
the one.
On a
Yes.
6.
CP rolled a smite out of
Take-
the Order of Xenos Inquisitor.
Could help.
Is there a way to make my charge harder at all?
Vanguard veteran.
Your charge harder at all? Not particularly. Go
Only for
ahead,
one,
take
though.
a ping.
Yeah, that was
Shooting
not a-
phase, nobody's near the
not
triumph,
a, not a
so we
super
don't have to worry
consequential
about
psychic
that.
phase.
The Immolator is going to shoot the Vanguard bits.
Watch this. Watch this
guns?
Vanguard veteran
What?
get
It's
exactly.
got 3
killed,
heavy
though.
bolters.
Yeah, it's immolated right into
Yeah, go.
nothingness.
Yeah, here comes the immolator shot shooting.
Okay. So hitting on 3.
Important note: even though it does not have flamers,
Yeah, no,
it
sorry,
still
go for it.
shoots.
Go for it.
Alright, so hitting on 3s.
grenades out of the bolters, and those immolate
Mm-hmm.
in the explosions. They do, yeah.
They'll set you on fire.
Rerolling 1s for Junie. So 6 at AP1.
Yeah, good amount of immolation happening there.
Yeah.
AP1.
Do get immolated.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
have
see if they
some
die.
shots,
Yeah, you can also.
The first one,
I think in
feel
some
no pains.
you can
That kills a guy.
claim
Second
cover
one,
on a
feel no
couple of these
pains.
dudes. Although you do have to
That
start
kills a
taking
guy.
the wounds on the dude in the back, which is awkward because he was took the wound on him,
And
so he's
down the
dead.
chain.
Looks like another one goes down. 2 Vanguard veterans.
Another one.
Cool. All
Another
this stuff.
Another
fired. Green Rhino.
Another
We
one.
probably have a couple random pings into there, but that should be enough that the Zephyrim can knock them out. Especially if
Nothing
they're
really
able
that
to
I
get
can
into that
see.
breacher aura.
So he's fine. Blue Battle Sisters.
The Battle Sisters in the middle,
advanced,
advance up.
they went
I think
there.
they did.
So basically just onto my Retributors.
Okay, here comes the Retributor shot.
Gonna spend the 2 CP for the +2 +12 inch range, so puts me down to 4.
I'll pay a command point here and rotate his iron shields.
Okay, do I steal your CP? I do.
Very nice.
I'm gonna make
Speed
these
up to
the player
5.
spikes a little bit.
And
louder
then
in
it's
chat.
going to be 8 Meltas. Hitting all on 3s. Rerolling 1s for Junie. Wounding
Right,
on
tough.
3s. Yep, rerolling 1s.
Ugh.
Okay, so 4 go through.
And the 4-up spike. Not quite. Do you want to kill me?
Let me
looks
think
like
about
two-
that.
Two
Still only need
of
a
these multi-multi
9, so I
shots
gotta
saved
save
with
my
the
5 and 4.
rotated ion shields.
I'll tell you what, I'll roll the first one.
Oh, and a big
That's
6
7
on the
damage.
first one.
Auto
for
kills it.
7
Yep.
damage.
You
The
have,
second one's
what,
gonna
5?
automatically kill it.
5.
Yep.
Oh boy. Assuming that we spend the miracle dice, although we might just blow cherubs instead.
So I'll use a Miracle 3, bump it up to a 4 with the Triumph,
there it
so
is.
that does 5 damage.
Boom.
Do I explode?
Easy game. Just 2 hits, blow up a Morax.
Does seem like an easy game
Okay.
sometimes.
Um,
You know?
let's go ahead and pop a Cherub and go into Infiltrators.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
It always feels like the sisters, you know,
Yep.
are not doing that much until they kill
So, where's my Cherub at?
Thanks.
There's a Cherub.
in your army, and then you have an army.
Hitting on 3s, reroll 1s, wounding on 2s. So 1 goes through.
Failed the save.
And you had an injury guy, right? So 2 damage.
Feel no pains? Yahtzee.
This is why we don't name
In
the
a
Night
box.
Morexes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
expendable
guys.
cannon
Okay.
fodder for sure.
And then I believe I can still see you.
Like you feed those to your snake.
Looks like we're popping
think?
cherubs to kill infiltrators. So 1 infiltrator down so far to the first
Wait, I'll
cherub.
pause the clock here.
Sure.
Trying to grab the
Judge?
line of sight.
The question is, if the floor of this terrain blocks line of sight, or is it just the wall?
Yeah, it has the obscuring keyword, so the floor will block it as well.
Okay. I can't tell if I'm going over that rubble or not. I'm looking from my end here.
We're
Is it
looking
on
at a
block?
line of sight here. I think this line of sight isn't there because the floor blocks line of sight.
Yes.
Okay,
It looks
I just couldn't tell
yeah,
if I
it
was
looks
looking.
obstructed to me.
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, the pillar above
No worries.
juts
I'll
even
let you
farther out
restart
than the
the
floor does.
Yeah.
So, like, if you just
So
look
we'll
at the
just
top
save
down
the
view,
other
you can see
cherub.
it pretty easily.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Do I want these to shoot? Not
Which I
really.
can't do. Spectators
So
can't change their camera.
that'll be the end of the
That's
shooting
weird.
phase. I'll get a miracle for
Such
killing.
poverty
Yeah.
on my side.
And part of the
Got a
reason for that
6.
also was that the line of sight we had to trace had to go around this
let's
wall
get
as
Zephyr
well, or this
into
box
Vanguard
as well,
Vets.
which meant that it was going to trace over
I'll
the
use
edge of the
a-
ruined terrain there.
Here, yeah, I'll just use the 9. That's all I need.
Unfortunately,
and I
that's
have
sort
to
of the
spend the
downside
CP,
of the obscuring keywords. Occasionally, small parts of a piece of terrain that don't look like they should block line of sight will end up doing so, but I think it's
Yeah.
a small price to pay for what is, generally speaking, a very positive addition to the game.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to just picture most of the game is an abstraction. Like the models you're shooting at conceptually wouldn't just be standing there in the open. They'd be taking cover behind things. They'd be crouching down. There's like
They're
Little
trying to
level of,
infiltrate, you know?
yeah.
So we have the Zephyrim, looks like just burning the Miracle Dice for a big 9-inch charge here onto the Vanguard veterans. Might be able to swing this last Zephyrim and the unit around to the side here to
Any
get
other
to the
charges to declare?
Creature's Aura.
I don't believe so.
I think everyone else advanced.
Yeah.
It looks like you probably could.
So going with the Zephyr first, of course. I just need to get a guy down here.
Oh, pay your command point for.
Yes,
Shell,
thank you. Yep.
and then I'll pay a command point for a 5-up invuln on a 5-up feel no pain on these veterans.
Sounds good.
So we're going to reject the flesh today and embrace the
Can I
machine,
get
and
a
hopefully our
range?
embracing is hard enough that it
Homie,
means that this
yes,
unit
I
doesn't get
can.
eviscerated.
Oh, very nice. Although
This guy has to go here.
this girl is not in
And
range
these
to
from are
actually
also about to reject the flesh right off of these Vanguard veterans' bones, so they're all on the
Good
same
point.
page.
I guess I can come back a little bit. Like 0.1,
I think.
because I was at 5.9. That looks fine to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Just got to make sure I'm doing this right here. This guy has to come here. 1.4.
And then you need coherency on her. Easy.
Yep. Yep.
So this is going to be a really big deal, even though it doesn't seem like it. If this Vanguard veteran unit can spike really hard, which is why Mitch is spending the CP to try to keep these 3 Vanguard veterans alive.
Okay, so
If it can spike really
that
hard and
is
survive,
4
it means
attacks
that he
per
gets
now.
another turn of screening out the
So
reserve
possible.
Repentia unit from this side of the table.
Yeah, they are. It's
So
2.
he's
and
really
then Bloody
hoping
Rose, and
to
then
keep at
Preacher.
least one
So-
member of that unit alive.
It'll be 20 attacks, 21 for the Zephyr Superior.
I mean, the only thing that really screens is a deep strike, right? I mean, the Repentia will just walk past that combat, wouldn't they?
I'm going to go ahead and spend.
No,
one
there's a
for this
Repentia
one.
unit in reserve, in strategic
Down to
reserve.
3.
So they're going to pop off the table edge here.
Mm.
So that's
So
what Jesus
that-
is trying to
yeah.
clear out. He wants that to come in next turn to hit the knight, even if Mitch is able to deal with the stuff that's already over here.
Wounding you
Not just the one in the red rhino?
For your rolling.
Right, not just the one in the red rhino. There's
So
also
that is 17 AP4.
looks
Yeah, send, we gotta send 2
17
squads.
is a lot. Only 6
Uh-oh.
goes through,
Sixes. 5s.
Mm.
though. All right.
Good roll. Still alive.
Anyone
There you go.
damaged? Nope. So the sergeant
Yeah.
is left on 1.
Okay, well, all right. There you go. That's
Pretty
why you
good.
spend that CP.
That is pretty good.
Spend that shit.
Still leadership coming up.
watching
He
fly
left
away from the now.
only the sergeant here with leadership of 8, and this
Yeah, actually,
100-year-old
That's
man
probably
who
better
has
for you.
taken like hypnosis
I'll
training.
check his stat sheet. I think he has
he's-
all his
I think he's
life,
actually leadership
has-
nine. That looks like an error. I think that's an error in battle
he will
scribe. I
then-
think the Vanguard veteran
Okay.
sergeants
Yeah,
are-
he should have leadership 9. So
Yeah, they're just.
I was gonna say, this man is-
as well.
he will then snap back. With
Quite the
5.
coward.
Yeah, they are leadership
Sure.
9.
3s.
Yeah, like you said,
And
the neurally resocialized super soldier is not
Yeah.
is not as easy to frighten as like a regular guardsman sergeant.
This guy has a Walkman that plays in his sleep, whether he wants it to or not, telling him
Okay.
that his duty is to die for the Emperor. Like he should not be running away here.
Mhm.
For me, on the Zephyrim, they lost 3. Their leadership.
Oof,
9,
that was quite the
concentration,
hitback though.
Nothing. And over to you.
4 plus 4 is 8. Leadership 9. They're fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And your infiltrators can't fail.
So there's the past
So,
leadership,
you
and
get
we're off to the races for
engage
Mitch. So far, so
for
good. Also, that Vanguard
2,
veteran
3.
sergeant took down 3 Zephyrim on his way out.
Yeah, that was a big
3,
punch.
actually,
Yeah.
Oh, 3 points. Nice.
Yeah, and we're gonna get the big engagement on front points here. And
Just one of my banners,
Mitch,
and
I mean, Mitch playing a good delaying game so
Oh,
far.
you're holding the center.
He's gonna be able to make it so this last Repentia unit is not going to be able, is not going to come in and ruin his whole day. He's going to be able to screen out his table edges from that. But the downside is that he's Doots is taking a ton of table space very quickly, and so the other 2 Repentia units are quickly moving up. The Jaws theme is playing, and it's a single chainsword poking up above the waves.
They already have such a big boat, Trevi. What do they do?
So it'll be 2 and 3. So
They can't get a bigger boat.
3's and 4's.
They have the largest boat that fits.
So we just use him to be an annoying squeak.
I
6 inches out here. That's a 9-inch charge.
rebalanced some of the audio chat. Hopefully that sounds a little bit
I just
better.
want to continue hiding.
Let me know if it's still quiet.
Okay, I have no deep strikers. You have several deep strikers. And the
It does seem like
rhinos
we've
are
had a
approaching.
complete abandonment of Objective 2.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I mean, this is a hold 2 to score 10, right? So Doots only needs to hold objective 1 and 3 to score his 10
Yeah.
every turn. And it looks unlikely with the limited amount or the limited volume of attacks that that Mitch's army has. He's not going to be able to knock out the Battle of the Sister Squad on the objective and also kill the Preacher. I mean, it's unlikely, right? He'd have to like commit the Leviathan Dreadnought, and that seems like a mess. So Doots should be able to hold for a 10-point turn this turn. And then
I don't think the left can get there anyway.
What's that?
He's looking at the left would be looking at his entire 8-inch move just to get around this like wall.
Yeah,
I don't think he's not participating until at least next turn.
Well, no, I mean he's got a bunch of guns on him, right? He's got 8 shots off the Volkite, and then potentially a melty gun or a couple of melty guns in range also. So he can contribute at this in this little close range firefight here. Whether you want him to or not is the next question though, because then he gets blown up by Repentia. Potentially, Repentia could bounce off of him because he's a Duty Eternal, but I think it's unlikely.
And don't forget this Retributor Squad, which probably does not get killed this turn.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really good positioning from Doots. I think maybe there's a position where the...
I mean, the Castellan could choose to kill them by just angling itself in the same way it could have shot the Rhino, but at that point it's opened itself up to 2 different Repentia squads charging it, plus another Retributor squad probably shooting it.
Yeah, like we just talked about. I mean, there is a line of sight that you can get onto that unit, but in doing so, you lose the entirety of the Castellan, and that's probably not worth.
Because that's the example I'm thinking of, I think, where you have to shoot at the thing you're in melee with.
Yeah. While the players are going through the first part of Mitch's turn here, we got a couple cool things going on. First off, replays from last week are going up on the replay channel right now. ! Replays in the chat if you want to check those out. Basically, all of the VODs from our streams over here on this channel are available immediately for subscribers. If you're a Twitch subscriber, then I appreciate your support, and also you get to watch the VODs instantaneously. But then after they get dropped off Twitch, they make it over to our Tactical Tortoise TV YouTube channel. And so the games from the one-dayer are going up live there. And those are some sick games. You're in one of them, Shuma.
Oh yeah. Which one though?
The first one where you played against.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
That was not a sick game.
Well, Tyrann is one, so clearly it was a good one.
I guess it would be a sick game because my army just kind of like threw up and died.
Yeah, you were playing Death Guard, so every game that you have is a sick one.
Yeah, it's thematic.
We also have, if you're interested in participating in a one-dayer, we have another one coming up March 20th. You can visit the Discord. There's a link, or there's a channel specifically for the one-dayer event, and it's gonna be fun. I mean, the last one was a super good time. I think everybody had a good time, and basically it's just
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's just an RTT but online. So we play 3 games. It's on a pretty tight schedule, and we play them all in one day. And just like last time, I'll be streaming that here on this channel. We're going to stream 2 games around, so 6 total games of 40k are going to get streamed for your entertainment. I'm also going to be live basically every day this week, starting 8 p.m. Eastern Time, either playing games or commentating games. We have a lot of pods wrapping up this week, so we got a lot going on. I'm playing a lot of games with my Tyranids, so if you want to watch some 40k, we got some 40k for you to watch. And we're also right now watching these Bladeguard veterans break cover, including this Leviathan Dreadnought, and gonna start blowing up some sisters. So it looks like we may be going to try to clear out Objective 3.
I think you have to. Like the initiative is currently in the sisters' hands. Like there's no way you're screening out another full turn. Like the Rets are just gonna walk around and blow up another Moirax. Like the Repentia might just show up by Objective 4. And just like
these Vanguard veterans
deal with something over there. Like there's
they can't can't charge out of Deep Strike if they're coming in on Objective 4 because the infiltrators are there.
That is true.
The secret tech of the infiltrators, where you just get.
Is there now an empty space in the back of the deployment zone they could show up now?
Well, they can't come in off your opponent's stable edge because they're strategic reserving.
Okay.
So no, there's not.
You did cover that in the Rules Nobody Understands video.
Yes.
And I still don't understand.
The strategic reserve rules. I don't know if they're particularly complex. They're not like complex. They're just there's too many of them, I guess. Or I guess maybe they are complex. They're pretty straightforward, but there's just a lot of stipulations. It's very annoying rule. I agree. I'll give you that.
Looking at
This Night Moirax has like a great off-kilter, like Rings of Neptune
just
going
walking
with
there
its.
so that
Oh no,
this
he
is
fixed
the
it.
position.
Oh.
Yeah, one thing you can do, just as a note to chat, if you're up on a piece of terrain and it's giving you that weird aura, where the aura, because it's coming out of the center of the model on a flat plane, gets angled into the table. If you just pick up the model, it'll pick it up an inch off the ground, and you can lock it in place there. And from the top-down perspective, it'll still be in the correct place on the table, but your auras will project correctly, and it's really not a big difference from it just sitting on the table where it was, basically. Little hot tactic tip for you.
Actually,
Hot the HTTs.
I mean, if you move
there.
here, if you move this way, like, that's going to see me easily. So that's what you're going to do, and that's going to see me with 2 Retributor teams. If I go out with this side, these guys can measure from there. They can move 6 out to there.
Yeah, so it looks like Mitch
And, like,
pre-measuring.
that's the
Again, we're
line
trying to
which
thread the
is
needle of where
right.
the Castellan can sit and not get nuked by Retributors. I think at some point, you might just need to take it, right? You got to take it on the chin.
Yeah. I mean, like,
We just got to mitigate how much damage it takes when it happens. Because you'd much rather be shot by a Retributor squad and rotate your ion shields and hope they don't roll 4-ups than eat an entire Repentia unit attacking you.
yeah. I mean, it's a WoWy stand target, so it's still rough, but it's better for the Castellan to have like acted and had an impact on the game rather than to have like
Yeah, just coward in fear.
essentially, yeah. Other than instead of just being like a turn 5 victim.
Yeah. And one thing that you can do as well, right, is like if you position the Castellan far enough away from this L, then the Repentia have to move into its line of sight in order to charge. Assuming that Doots doesn't have too many 6s ready, if he doesn't have that sweet 13-inch charge prepared, then you can Overwatch and just hope you blow half the unit up before it charges, which is probably in,
just
in
go
the
like
back of Mitch's mind.
Just going like a solid 10 inches back, you're still getting full line of sight on the Spear Squad in the middle, or the Battle Sister Squad in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
And
So we're going to advance with the Duchess.
with
So
the
looks
combat
like,
in the middle, I mean, they probably still killed it.
Yeah.
Though.
We're rolling in advance for the Castellan. Looks
There
like
we
we
go.
may be angling to
Come
poke its
there.
arm around the wall here.
Pointing that plasma gun out.
Yep, there
basically.
it goes. Boo-boo-boo. Goodbye, Retributors.
Now, yeah, this plasma gun gets a bead on this Retributor.
This time, the retribution
Yeah,
is
okay.
ours.
Yeah, the Duchess here angling for some retribution for her destroyed Moirax.
Something. This Vanguard Veteran. This is the 9-inch bubble.
I named that one.
Move back
And
here to
yeah, looks like we're gonna fall back to Vanguard Veteran. I wonder, do you see if you're Doots here? Do you try to cut them down to kill that guy?
But I'm trying to survive with the knight.
might,
What
right?
do we send a CP? 3 CP?
No, it's 1 CP. Yeah, he's on 3.
No, I'm saying, but out of 3.
It's
I
1
don't
CP.
think you do.
It's 2 dice, and if you roll a 6, you just kill you get to kill the Castellan for free.
I mean,
Gonna repent
but
your charge.
isn't there this like? Oh, no, never mind. The back corner is actually screened.
Not much
Yeah.
I can do about that.
I was gonna say. Never mind. Does the
H.
Vanguard
Joey in
Veteran-
chat
Sergeant
says
is just
absolutely
falling back
yes. Oh, what is this move? Going
this
to
way.
objective
All right.
3. All right. Well,
To
this is
be a
aggressive.
body on the objective. Well,
I guess.
Have to do it.
All right, plan A, ready? We're just gonna kill that unit in Overwatch. I think that's Mitch's plan right now.
Nah, I think you're good.
It's not a terrible plan.
Except that it's gonna get hit with 2 Repentia squads, right? So like,
It's a terrible plan.
it isn't a great plan. He does know that there's a Repentia squad in reserve, right? Like,
He might not.
yeah, maybe he forgot.
Alternatively, there are multiple other things that could just charge this Duchess Iron Wheel as well.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Assuming,
That's true.
but the Rhino just wraps around the corner, charges it. The Repentia charge it. The Zephyrim probably don't survive, but if through some miracle of miracles.
Yeah, the Rhino also has Becky in it, so Becky could try a charge too. Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
that's
Becky's
fair.
in it. I did not. Oh, well, there you go.
See ya.
Right.
Oh, that's There's the Moirax
He's
going.
out of range.
Easy peasy. Do we see?
Oh, that was the Moirax too. All right.
Do we see some Volkite on this Preacher? Get rid of that dude.
I could. No, I want the charge.
Oh, it looks like Mitch might be angling for a long charge with the Blade Guard veteran. So the plan is just going to be
do you have any
to
ways to
long
improve
bomb
the
that charge to the
like,
Zephyrum,
or something like
and then use the Blade Guard veterans to complete that screen. That's a long charge, though. What is that, like a 9?
If I was near the Triumph, I would be able to mess with Miracle.
I guess
If
at
even.
one point you got to roll the hard 9 with a reroll, probably.
I mean, Doots is on the table, so like
Putting an entire Castellan.
some of that 9 rolling luck's got to rub off.
It's good choice.
Are the melter guns in range of anything?
Mitch's models aren't coming out of Deep Strike, though,
Like that way.
so it's ruined.
I will.
I don't know. I mean, like
shoot
that
those
one finals
weapons.
game we watched where Doots just made like 9 after successive 9 non-deep striking. They were just walking up.
Yes, so we
Yeah, just
have.
Rubric
I
Marines
will
waddling
overcharge.
5 inches around the
Actually,
table
will I?
Yeah,
and
no,
then
it does
making
make a
a
difference.
12-inch charge and moving.
So
18
not
additional
overcharging
inches.
the plasma.
Yeah, they like do that like slow dust walk
Oh,
where they're
I
just
don't
like
wanna shoot the
zombieing up,
siege
and then
cannons. They're saving
they
on
just
twos
like
against them because
clip,
they're
like
like
magnetically
one.
clip the bolters to their sides. So they just go to like
Are
a
you saving
hard
on twos
sprint.
against them or threes?
Well, it'd be twos
Okay, so here
on a
goes
few of
here
them,
goes the
'cause
castle
they
shooting.
are
I'm gonna
within
put it back
range
to
of
the
this
players' mics.
box. Just
Ah, okay.
with light cover.
Yeah, okay.
Mitch just deciding where to allocate his shots.
Is it a 9-inch charge for both? It is, so I get 3 shots at it.
I do like that we're screening one of our while we stand targets with
I
the
think
other
just
while
want
we
extra
stand
shots,
target.
even though it's a 2-up save. Shoot the siege cannons last, but we're shooting both arm cannons and we're shooting the missile. The missile ignores invulns. I'll start with it.
Okay.
This is all hitting on 3s. Yep.
And it looks like we ordered
Right.
companions to reroll 1s
Go.
as well.
Winning on a 2. AP 4, ignoring your invuln.
Okay. So
Shield
the question is, do I
breaker.
want to take this on a cover save or
Just
just
blows
lose
one
my
through.
superior? I could pass one of these.
I'll just pass the time to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just gonna take my superior. Go ahead.
Then I'll do the plasma gun.
Mhm.
Oh, number of shots.
All right, Belisarius, what have you
So
got
9 shots.
for your wrath here?
Hitting on 3s, rerolling.
Oh, good thing we're rerolling
2.
1s.
Come on.
Yeah.
Ooh, that didn't
No,
help too
those
much,
ones though.
though. Ooh.
No.
Should still be enough.
5 at your invuln.
How many 5-ups can we
Okay,
make
so
today?
looking at 4s.
All of them. Nope. I was already wrong.
All right, so saving up for so.
what else
because
is
of
coming
Junith,
after this?
So
Volcano Lance and 2 siege breakers.
only 1 dead so far.
Just gonna this.
All right, 2 dead from
2 more
Tom's
now.
Wrath. All right, just 2 left. This should be enough.
Okay.
Then the Volcano Lance. Hui. In the box.
Ooh,
6 shots. Okay.
big shots from the
3s.
Lance.
Roll.
Good thing we're rerolling 1s.
And 2s. These were AP 5.
Okay, 4-ups. That's 1.
One
I
more
got 3
left.
left. And there's 1 more thing after this.
There is 4 D3 guns coming after this at AP 0.
Dead.
Okay. That gets the siege breakers are wasted.
Chat.
That
One of the
gets
while we
a
stands
while we
is the
stand.
Leviathan Dreadnought, which is what
Yep.
I was referring
I'll
to.
just bump myself down.
This Leviathan Dreadnought is going to put its Volkites into this Preacher.
Mhm.
And will not shoot the melter guns. So 8 shots hitting on 2s. No rerolls. Wounding on 3s. 6s do mortals.
Ugh, these rolls.
2 at AP nothing.
4-ups. These are
Maybe,
2 damage.
damage. Damage 2, yeah.
God damn it. This doesn't really matter anymore. Maybe it does.
You gonna try to keep this Preacher alive?
No, I'm not gonna do it. Alright, he's dead.
Well, It's going swimmingly for Mitch so far. Woo! Retributors are dead. Preacher's dead. Dude's down to 5 victory points again on primaries. And we're getting to the point where Doots is starting to permanently lose victory points. He will not be able to recoup those later in the game. Whereas Mitch is still in a position where he could potentially be scoring
We're gonna put
10 points a turn and has that potential 15-point final round in the bag.
Okay. It's gonna be minus -1 to hit.
On 4s. 6s automatically wound.
And
And
roll.
then on 2 at AP nothing.
Go.
Seraphim goes down to the bolt guns off the infiltrators.
This Tech Marine has a
Just
bolt gun.
a BM.
Oh, okay. This Tech Marine's bolt gun.
You gotta kill something at some point. You know,
It's
they've
gonna
spent all the time
go into
infiltrating
that
up to here.
Inquisitor. It should
One
protect-
being, yeah, look out, sir, by the rhino.
Yeah, fair.
On their like goofy
That
helmets
is
with the little scream
that's all.
faces. You know, they gotta get some like
Okay.
some utility.
Okay.
Charges. Okay.
Big charges.
Blade
This
Guard
is a big
veterans
deal. We need to
charging
complete
the
the
Zephyr.
screen.
Please don't.
I think I need a 9.
Needs a 9. Oh, it's a
CP
7.
reroll.
Okay.
See the 6. It gets so exciting. We're going to
Reroll
CP
it.
reroll with the Blade Guard veterans, and they fail
Ah,
by
8.
1.
That hurts.
Oh, no.
Yep, that's a fail.
Yeah.
The Dreadnought will then charge.
We got to hard roll a 9
Okay.
here. All right, Leviathan Dreadnought for the win. He does
There
it!
it
The
is.
Leviathan
There we go.
Dreadnought is in.
Okay.
Whoa, don't scare us like that, Iron Hands. Okay. Well, he's in a position where he's going to be able to screen out this
It's good.
the strategic reserves coming into the Castellan.
Cool beans.
Whether or not he can screen out the rest of the army charging it, that's the real question. But
Fighting, 7 attacks.
at the very least, we'll have some counterplay.
Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. 6 at AP 3.
Big
Okay,
6
any
punchy
5-ups?
fists going through onto these ladies. Oh my
Oh.
god.
Ooh,
They almost survive? 3
One more.
invulnerable saves made? No,
it's a
look at that.
fail.
Whew.
Don't want to spend a CP here.
You need to add 2 to the result. I'll pass the time.
Yeah.
Are we considering a moment of grace to keep one alive? I don't
I'm
know
supposed
if
to make
that
decisions.
changes anything.
It's sisters. I just auto win, right?
I thought Sisters is powerful because you get all these decisions.
I mean, gives you what, the ability to leave combat with a Leviathan Dreadnought and then
So I
charge
could
the
burn
Duchess?
all of my miracle dice and save myself.
one more
Yeah,
attack
Doots is running out of CP to do
oh,
that,
yeah,
though.
so burn 2, then burn
Yeah.
It's 2 CP to fall
Yeah.
back and charge.
Oh,
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, they're just gonna leave him. All right.
Let you have it.
Like consolidate into them, and then I'll just pile in that way.
Okay.
Uh,
I get a. By the way, I get a miracle dice at the end of the shooting phase. When you
Are we not-
killed the.
are we not screening out
Martyred
this,
Lady
this
stuff?
table edge?
And then you get a miracle. Do you get a miracle dice here?
No, not there.
Actually, wait. If I can go 3 inches back, sorry. There. I'll go there. Can I go? Because like this is the closest, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So can I go 3 inches that way? Cool. Minor fix that might save me. Probably doesn't save me, but yeah, well. That's it for that.
I'm not sure
Okay.
that changes
Any
anything,
morale?
actually.
Just my Seraphim, just a fish. And I get it.
Nice.
So I rolled a 2 on a miracle.
Generating a miracle dice off the
I'll
morale
pass that
test.
to you. Pass clock to you.
Very nice. Only down to
I
5
get 3 on
points
priority targets.
again for Doots, and
Okay,
one
it's 5
Retributor
points
squad
for
down,
me.
so he's down a while we stand. Although in a position where he might be able to get himself 2 while we stands this coming turn.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's like a perfectly Repentia-shaped hole
I
right on the side of the
it
board here.
looks to me
Leviathan
there,
was
chat,
your
that
while we stand,
Mitch
right?
forgot to pile in with the Dreadnought. That's what it looked like to me. Because he moved the Dreadnought to 9 inches, but it doesn't look like he moved it here, right? And then he could have moved it 3 inches to here to get around the first Zephyrim, and then 3 inches towards the
Oh,
Rhino
yeah.
to here. And I don't think he made that first move, which is why he's not quite screening this section of the table out, which is a very important section of the table.
All right.
Yeah, so it may be just you might. I think we're right, Chad. I think it's
Let me
it's playing
translate
roll good
this, that's for
Overwatch,
sure.
right?
Yeah, he's blocking the Rhino charge. I mean, they killed off the Zephyrim.
Yeah.
Seems like
So at the very least, he'll probably just delete one of the 2 squads or render it combat ineffective.
Yeah, and interestingly too, right? Like, I guess he's also putting himself in a situation where if we don't commit multiple
hopefully
Repentia squads right now, actually, I think what happens is that Becky eats the Overwatch and dies, and then the other unit gets in.
Or Becky.
Poor Becky.
Wait, what's the flip side here? The Repentia pile out. We kill a Leviathan Dreadnought. We actually kill the Blade Guard veteran squad and the Tech Marine. And just occupy Objective 5. Like, just kill the Vanguard veteran over here. Like, the Duchess is just left kind of, like, being forced to move on to 5. Is there a way to access the Moirax? Like, where's the other red squad?
Yeah, Chad also pointing out appropriately that the Ordo Xenos Inquisitor with Terrify is here as well to stop the Overwatch. But one of the reasons that we're playing Iron Hands in this list is that we have the Souls of Iron for the 4+ deny. So Mitch has that in the bag as well, potentially to stop that.
Well, let's play the game. Let's do it.
Okay.
Actually, before I keep moving, let me pause the time real quick. I need to take a 2-second break. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Okay, Doots abandoning the battlefield. Quick, flip the table.
It won't let me do it. Actually, wait, it does seem like I could click that button.
How's this Leviathan Dreadnought feeling about his time? He's ready to
If he doesn't,
take the whole Sisters Army by himself.
he can take some Repentia. If he gets Repentia charged, I think he's like a little confident. He's less confident if he gets shot by Melters.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna start the time.
Yep.
Cool. Let's do the thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we're doing the thing.
Actually,
I wonder if you even commit the Melts this turn. I don't think you do, right? Like, you can't spend your Miracle Dice on them. You don't want to Storm Retribution on them, I don't think. And you probably just lose them to the Moirax.
Yeah, I imagine the Retributors...
That's what you shoot the Moirax.
The Retributors want to shoot this Moirax. Like, that is their target number 1.
But you need to
like,
Storm
once that thing's down.
Yeah.
Hitting on pass.
You need to Storm Retribution to do that, and then...
Leaning on 2s, probably.
Because the Retributors are way in the back. They're super out of range.
Yeah.
Also, he's in the dense cover, so he's -1 to be hit. Yeah, that seems bad.
Does 3 attacks with every
Could the Rets just pop over here by the table edge and just, I don't know, blow out the rest of these infiltrators on 4? Maybe?
I mean, I don't think you need to, right? Like the Seraphim will, and there's bolt guns and stuff over there will probably do it.
If you get me down to
I can freeze up
7
shots for
or
other
less,
things,
my
but yeah, you're
weapons
probably
get to
right.
6 up.
Chat. Colin Doots resign. He's gone. He left. Flip the table. Enter the score now. He loses by 2 points. Well, I have to say, Mitch has certainly taken what we had pegged as a very difficult matchup. That we were certain that he had plans for, and definitely made it an interesting game. He's put Dudes down to only 5 primary points every turn. He's really played this defensive game superlatively, and put himself in a really good position to just hold the game state and force the Sisters to come into his army, which is what Sisters don't want to do, because as soon as you open up a Repentia squad to an interrupt on something, like, GG, man. Like, they're not doing anything. They're dead. Like, one thing that we can't do in this situation is commit all of the Repentia, right? We have to commit probably one of the ones, the one in the Red Rhino, and the one that's coming out of Deep Strike, because otherwise that one's just going to die. But you don't want to send one into the Leviathan Dreadnought, because he'll just interrupt and rip the heart out of that unit, and then he doesn't die. And then it's getting a little awkward from that point. But it looks like we may be angling to hit him with the Retributors.
I mean, does he? He's not in range of the Tech Marine, so he's, hitting 4 times? Probably wounding 3, probably like having 3.5, maybe?
Yeah, but he's also -1 to be damaged, right? Or he's got a point of damage reduction. So the only 1 damage, like 4 or 5 1 damage Repentia will probably not kill that guy.
Probably not.
Probably. Never
might.
say never. They always roll 1,000 sixes. They're like, okay,
Like if it was down,
I have 20 attacks and 18 of them were sixes, so I get 18 more attacks.
like they function on a bell curve. Like 9 of them will kill anything in the game, 5 of them don't kill anything ever, and 1 of them will kill anything in the game.
This Zephyrin back here is going to advance.
Yeah, the proportion of data sheets in the game that they kill is like a big inverse bell curve, right? It's a big concave.
This guy can come back here. Judy can go there.
If you really zoom in on this dreadnought, its name is Chemos
Goes here.
Is it?
3. Or it served on Chemos 3, or it's the third Chemos. I'm not really 100% sure how to interpret this.
Chemos, there it is.
Later,
Oh, maybe it's third company. Right?
Oh yeah, and like maybe Chemos is the title.
Maybe Chemos is
like
the name of the dude.
Oh, I want to make this charge so bad.
Maybe Chemos is like the brand of the.
But I just
armor.
die if
That's
I
where they
do.
bought it.
I can't risk.
It's got
leaving
this sick
thing
Chemos
alive.
on Amazon.
Well, I think Mitch can probably take it as a moral victory that
I just have to double into the other
he put the Sororitas player in a really awkward position.
Yeah, the best you can really ask for anybody is that you force the Sisters player to think.
Yeah, I know it's a pretty good position for them to be in because a lot of times they're not very used to doing that, so they're not very good at it.
Oh, that was the most brutal attack that's happened in this game.
Shooting some fire over here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sisters
We
players.
don't need an emulator here. We have Trevi's mouth. Spit, not fire. What are the chances this green rhino charges and kills
This is
his
what you call
Vanguard?
a heavy flame war, you know? I apologize, Sisters players.
Stop it.
I like most of you.
Okay.
Not that Doots guy, though.
Then Doots guy.
8-inch charge. I hate it.
That's the 1-inch bubble.
At least if I make this charge, I break this banner.
The priest
Is it
died?
Blade Guard or
I guess he
not?
probably did, right?
He died
Last shooting kills.
to, yeah, he died
Not
to,
offset, right?
I believe,
And then I kind of
the
Volcano
siege
cannon?
breakers off of the
Oh, the-
Castellan.
That makes sense. The anti-invul missile.
No, the
Oh, no, that's the
little pew pew autocannon guns
yeah.
at
Wow.
the top.
We should have shot. Should have shot the shield breaker missile at him. Broken his shield. His shield of faith would have been broken by that missile.
Well, yeah. Instead, he very much broke a single retributor into a million tiny pieces.
This kills the retributor.
kind of move around a little bit.
Okay, here they come. So it looks like we're going to be angling for objective 5 with this unit. And like you mentioned, that's probably, or that, I mean, once that charge gets made, that's certainly enough to break the banner on that objective, which is, like we talked about before, basically never coming back. Becky popping out as well. Oh boy, not
Becky gets
going
out, goes to
for the
here.
Castellan. So I think we're putting all our hopes on the Terrify.
Inquisitor is going to advance.
Hellfire Tabletop Gaming with the host. Thanks, Hellfire. Hope you all had a good stream.
Nice.
I appreciate it. We're watching the finals of a T5S2 pod tournament. These are 4-round tournaments that are played on Tabletop Simulator over on our Discord. If you want to join us,
Okay.
exclamation point Discord in the chat.
And then,
Entry
Red
for the
Rhinos
standard
advance.
events is free for everyone. You just got to sign up to the wait list.
So
And you'll get
4,
added
16.
eventually.
Oh, evacuating the Rhino back to 2, so probably reasoning that
Right there.
at least in this coming turn, you know, you might get shot off of
All right.
3 here.
And then
But
end of
there's no way
movement,
that they can spare enough
blues
to shoot the
come
Rhino
in.
off 2. Oh, here they come.
I think I can only get 2 ranks. in
Lickety
here
clack
like this.
down the track.
Here they come.
It's lots and lots
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
them.
Oh, looks like we were like an
it hard
in-shot
on me.
screening them out too.
Yeah.
Oh, mistakes were made. Yikes.
This one might be a bit close.
Oh, what do you got in the tank over here for Miracle Dice? There's 2 6s in the Miracle Dice
Yeah,
tin
they're-
anyway,
they're
so
already- they're-
they have to go pretty far.
They've got the chamber.
A little
loaded.
farther than even that. Yeah.
So
Any other deep strikers?
Rhinos are really just pistols that fire Repentia at
I
people.
have no other deep strikers. So psychic phase. Inquisitor's going to smite the Vanguard vet.
Oh, not terrifying.
Xeno
Oh,
smite.
super smite on that 1 wound Vanguard veteran. Get stuffed.
For 3.
What's this
Yeah,
else?
got stuffed.
Ready? 6 is no,
Nice.
he's dead.
Yep.
No, see ya. Okay.
Okay. Let's do.
So no terrify.
Other
Huh.
shooting stuff.
It's like we're just
Immolator.
doing it raw. Maybe it's all a trick and they're actually just going to charge the
No,
left
let's just do the Retributators first. That's what I really need to happen.
Yeah, it's just like an elaborate
So
setup to
spending
bleed
2 for their extended range damage.
the knights out of their CP, so that like eventually he can sink
the
this
2
last
that are within
Repentia
18
squad
are
into
gonna
him without
shoot.
any defenses up.
The Leviathan.
Feels like if you got the charge, you take it, right? Like if you blow that
Actually,
dude up, you
one's-
just
only
immediately
one's
win
within
the
18
game.
because I've got
Yeah.
my superior up there. So it's just going to be 1 and 1.
Do you win the game if you
shooting
just
the
kill
Leviathan,
objective 5 and 4 as
and
well,
then the
though?
back 2 are going to shoot
Probably.
the.
But you just
the
do
big-
that
the big
naturally.
dude.
So I
That's
will 3 command point here.
Okay.
Rotate iron shields on the Duchess.
Okay. Do I
So
steal?
you're shooting. So you're shooting a half range at the Leviathan and a non-half range at the Leviathan.
Correct.
Okay. Do you steal this? Very
Yeah, I
nice.
do. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so this is the half range shot going into the Leviathan.
So we rotated ion shields in the Castellan
3s, reroll 1s.
against the
Are you reroll?
retributor
Oh
shots.
yeah, June is just there.
Yeah, Judah. Yep. And then 3s. So 1 went through.
5 up in one. We're fine.
Nailed it.
Ah,
The
and
one
the
that is
Leviathan
not
Dreadnought
within
eats
half
one of the
range.
shots.
Reroll 1s, 3s. Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
And then 4 at the knight.
Hmm.
These retributors are flooding pretty hard right now. Uh-oh.
Wounding on 4s.
Forced to
Ooh.
wound.
Only
Only
one.
one
Save
goes
on the
through
4.
on the Castellan. Does it save? No. All right.
Okay, deal your damage.
Let's go ahead and make it 7 with a miracle 6.
Not even close to bracketing it, but it does make it much more approachable as a kill.
Gonna pop the first cherub,
Bracketing it wouldn't have mattered for Overwatch anyway.
and we'll do a half range shot into the Leviathan.
Okay.
Reroll 1s, and then 3s. 2 more.
5s. Ugh.
Leviathan takes a cherub shot directly to the
Okay.
face.
I take
Uh,
-1 damage here.
He does
because
have an exposed helmet.
Yeah, he was trying to
Yeah.
block the shot with his exposed helmet.
So I'll use a
2 or just 1?
with the triumph I can. So I'm gonna use a miracle 5, which
Okay,
goes
so
up to a 6. So that'll be 8 damage after all said and done.
-1 is
There are a lot of the
7.
big miracles
Feel no
out here.
pains.
So
Yeah.
so sorry, it's 9 damage
I
goes
mean,
down
he has enough in the chamber, right?
5, 6, 7.
because it's a half range shot.
Yeah, so what was the time?
You also get another
so
at the end of any
five.
phase once you kill the
The
unit,
triumph bumps it up to a 6.
which
Oh,
when
okay,
rerollable
fine.
means you've got
Plus
like
the
a
damage. Yeah.
So 6
1 in
there,
3
so
chance to get a
6
5 and 6.
is
Yeah.
9 minus 1 is 8. Yep. I
Okay.
can start timer. Feel no pains. I take 6.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So big 6 damage melter shot through there after we did a lot of
And
math.
then
And
and then
the
I had
last
another
melter
shot.
Also going in there, maybe?
going through. That does.
I love the
7 after all
imbalance
said and done.
Of
Oh, yeah,
the aura rings here.
Yeah,
like
plus 3.
like the desperate
Down to 7.
attempt to keep it one army out of 9 inches, and the other side's just like, I don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, yep.
I have no auras
Ugh.
to show you.
Looks,
down
so
to
the,
1.
the second Armorium Cherub burn put him down, the Leviathan Dreadnought
Okay.
down to a single wound.
And you have 1 more cherub.
Ugh.
The
Still
other cherub
alive,
I'm
though.
going to pop is going to go into the.
Oh, that was the second damage roll that they hadn't rolled out yet. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
we'll go into the big.
We still have
thing.
one more shot left, potentially. Gonna go into the tassel now.
3s, reroll 1s,
Junith
Quite a few
area.
more shots
and
to
then
Not
4s.
put in afterwards as well.
Just 1 more.
4 up.
Oh, and the
Go for it.
And I'm going to roll this.
and
so
the
it is 5
Castellan
damage.
fails its invulnerable
Yep.
save. Another 4 damage going through on it.
Okay, the Canoness is going to use.
Yeah,
her
Canoness has
brazier,
an
put it
Inferno
into
pistol.
The Leviathan.
Uh-oh.
So on a 2 up. Yes, you take 3 mortals.
And
yeah.
also just auto does mortals.
Yeah,
I
we're
always
gonna
forget about that
brazier it.
ability.
No, I
What?
See ya.
What is
do I
that?
explode?
It's
Is that like
the-
a little
it's like-
flamer, or-
Yeah, it's like the flamethrower they have in their backpack.
While we stand points away.
Why does it do mortals?
Because it's like
my
magic or something.
immolator is going to shoot
Oh.
your blade guard vets back here.
They should tell the sisters about that. That sounds like
That sounds like witchcraft, am I right?
yeah.
Okay, well, the Leviathan
So
Dreadnought went down
threes,
without any
reroll
Repentia
ones.
having to go into it. Uh-oh.
You hate to see it.
And
Although this
then
this
threes,
Retributor unit,
hero ones.
certainly not hiding
Six,
from the remaining Moirax, but I think the hope is that there's just nothing remaining on the table that they need to hide from, which I think is fair.
Damaged in there.
Thus Moirax is
Nope.
going to have to
So
deal
the
with these
first two
Repentia
should
in its deployment zone, rather than shoot them.
sixes. Guy dies. And then the second
Morax
one.
is doing his best to
second one
pretend
for
to be a
2
tree
damage.
here. You know, he might just stay there and hope the sisters don't notice him.
So one went through into
like
the
him.
Blade Guard Veteran, and going down.
You're going to take one.
Okay, Seraphim are going to shoot your infiltrators.
All right,
So
time
the
to see if
two
we can
Vulcan
clean off these
sisters
Space Marines
all hit.
on the objective.
1 wound, AP1.
No, not a great start.
Maybe one Arca's Bloody Woes. Yep. On 4s. Nope. On a 6. Take damage.
Okay, and then Flamers
And these
It's all just a
Seraphim,
preamble.
for 11.
Okay, go ahead.
well, the Seraphim could follow up with a charge
And
here.
then 5s. So
They
6
don't
more.
hit super
AP1.
well, but they do get +1 attack and +1 AP in melee.
Save those.
So if
and
you really need it
none.
to
4 more
So you
damage.
got
plink
one
back
guy
the
left
last
on
objective
one.
secured model on
Yep.
this objective, that might be the way to do it. And it looks like we're down to 1 wound on the Infiltrator Sergeant, so I imagine we see a charge here.
The Battle Sisters will shoot.
Well, maybe the Battle Sisters can kill something for once.
That would be
2 of them are
embarrassing.
not taking the penalty. Not within 12, so these are hitting on.
4s.
These are not taking penalty. These 2 shots,
yep.
they missed,
No.
and then the other 3 are. 2 hits, 1 wound.
3 up. We're fine.
Good. Cool. That is most of my shooting. I should have just advanced these Repentia. Damn it. Alright.
All right.
So I'm going to start with
That's
the
all
red
the
Repentia.
preamble.
We're going to charge
Measure up
the
to the
Blade
Blade
Guard.
Guard veterans.
Yep.
Yep.
So 8-inch charge in the Blade Guard
You're
veterans
gonna
here.
roll.
Hold on. Let me see.
You have to. Oh, we didn't leave the points in the bank for an interrupt.
Jesus,
Oh no.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oof, that's,
yeah,
we'll roll this
rotate
'cause
that
this
didn't
is
end up
an
helping.
8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it would have been that.
No, and they
Needed that.
raw dog a 9-inch charge.
That's gonna
Easy
get rid of my
game.
charge phase.
Banner gets broken.
We didn't even throw the Faith Dice
and
at
the
this.
Blade
Oh
Guard
my.
get-
Oh,
yeah, because we
no.
needed on the 9-inch charge into the Castellan, right? That's the one that super
Yeah.
matters. Yeah, maybe that rotate a little bit too aggressive.
Okay, and then the other Repentia.
An interrupt here would be nice.
We're going to
Oof.
charge the.
Yeah, you always have to keep 2 in the
Although,
bank
I mean, in
against the
fairness-
Sisters Army.
I'm
Yeah.
overwatching.
Yeah, here comes the
Of course.
Overwatch into the Repentia. In fairness, the
With
Castellan
nothing else as
chassis
well.
not amazing at
Sounds
fighting
good.
in melee and hits on
I
4s.
think I'll just roll these together. You have a Feel No Pain, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's still 12 attack, 6, 4. You pull 4 Repentia out of the squad, they probably
It's
don't kill
damage
it.
2.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No,
Maybe.
I won't be overcharged.
They may. Well, I'm
no, I
thinking.
won't be overcharged.
8-16. They
Okay.
probably
Yeah,
still do.
chat.
Sign
I think
up.
the rotate
Roll
was very
together.
aggressive.
So those
I mean,
are
hindsight being
attacks.
2020, like it didn't save any damage,
These
right?
are
Which
D3s.
makes us-
Yeah.
it
would have felt a lot different if it was like 8 wounds through, 8 wounds saved.
Right. But also, yeah, I think it felt like he was Mitch was saving for the 4-up deny, and once he didn't get that, they didn't get spent, and he was like, oh, it's fine, I can do whatever I want. But saving your CP for the fight phase also is a big deal.
Unfortunately, the Iron
Close,
Hands did not
strongest.
teach the Castellan
CP
how to
left,
hit
like-
on
Yep.
5s in Overwatch.
I think they also forgot how to hit on 5 in
One,
Overwatch.
two, three.
So.
Isn't that like a
Okay,
stratagem
not
they have
that
now,
many
though?
shots.
Yeah, I think they still.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Oh, we're just removing the Castellan. I mean,
Jesus.
Should be like
preemptively.
9.
you
Well-
hate to see it, but we're just skipping the
Think
rolls
about
here,
it.
just letting saving on clock time.
It rolled so terribly in its
Sorry.
Overwatch, it doesn't deserve to survive. You know.
Alright,
I-
on 6s.
Who among us has not just picked up a model that was charged by
On
Repentia?
2s. Oh my god, okay.
We got
AP
one
ones.
wound.
Yep, 6 up invul. And
No, do
damage
we?
on this one?
Oh, that was the failed save, not the one.
Four.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Okay,
No!
well,
Okay, that did not go as helpful.
that was not
She'll
great.
never earn her
Okay,
way
damage
back
on
into the
you.
order by
There
killing
we
this
go, and
Castellan
then I'm just
now.
gonna use a.
Is that how that
Marker
works?
11
Or
on
do they
that
just keep
charge.
doing suicide missions until 30 games later they finally die?
Sure, I don't know. Okay.
Is this
yep,
like
here
it's
comes
like
the miracle
like
charge.
DC suicide or Suicide Squad rules?
Yeah. Yeah, do their heads blow up if they ever don't kill whatever they charge? Are we in range with for a heroic intervention here, do you think, with the Tech Marine? And if so, do you do it?
Not without an interrupt. That guy doesn't have an invuln.
Then this guy
Yeah,
up
like
I
here.
guess
one
he's a 6-up
Repentia
from the
kills
Gunrats,
him.
right?
But
Yeah.
there is something to be
Yeah.
said for pulling attacks away from the Blade Guard veterans.
It's also a 4-wound Tech Marine, so you only need to get 2. You only need to wound twice to auto kill the guy.
Yeah.
Like whereas you would have to do it 3 times
He
with.
does have a 2+ save though, so he gets to save on 6s. So that's exciting.
Ah, that's true.
So he's got a.
It is
And he has
exciting,
a
I'm
6-up
excited.
damage ignore. So realistically, you need 3 through.
Yeah.
You just need to hit me 8 times. Oh dear.
Okay. Any other charges? Yeah, my Seraphim are gonna go into your single infiltrator.
Seraphim
in.
make their charge as well.
They're just meleeing normally, aren't they?
Yeah, they are AP1 because they're Bloody Rose though.
Oh dear. Okay.
They're not terribly great in combat though.
Judge, will I be getting heavy cover here because I'm on the terrain?
No.
Do you think the Seraphim?
No.
Yeah, because I think you have to be on the other side of the wall to get there.
Yeah, there's a node if you hover over it that says that the base is just counts for obscuring, and you have to be obstructed by the wall to get the heavy cover benefit.
Sure thing.
Okay, so starting the time again. So there's no CP here, so I could just swing willy-nilly. So let's do the knight first, because that's fun.
Yep.
Question in chat: the auras on the models, the big circles,
I
are
have
mostly
seen
there
because I've
to
watched
measure
it
deep
before.
strike screening.
They
The
was
deep
not that
strikers have come in so far this turn, so they won't matter from here on out. But that's what they were placed
Right, so I've
originally
got
for.
8 of them there, so that's going to be 8 times 3, looking at 24 attacks.
Okay.
They'll start going really
Do that
quickly
right.
as the models they are
Math is
attached to
hard.
are
8
deleted.
times 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 24.
No revolves to wounds, correct?
You think Seraphim ever
Nope,
set
but
their
I'm going
like
to spend 1 for plus
cloaks
1
on fire with their
Okay.
jetpack?
It's gonna be wounding on 4s.
No, they're
Yeah.
flame retardant cloaks.
So hitting on
okay.
4s rerolling,
Okay, so how many 6s do we get? Only 3. Rerolled into 6
and
though,
then
so
6
that's pretty good.
explode.
Oh right. Yeah.
So our
Wounding
good
on
old 100%
4s.
hit rate is a go. Wounding on 4s.
So
That was
9
a bad wound roll.
at AP4.
That
That's a very
kills
bad
it
one
though.
roll.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, I
that's
can't
enough.
save. Oh, that's just enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
yeah,
kills
I take
the
like
crab.
18 damage.
I mean,
I get
Duchess.
it. Right, do I explode?
Yeah.
2 dice.
Goodbye,
Either sixes.
Duchess.
Ooh. Okay.
And neither of its reactors go critical. Okay, well,
Now
Back
There's
on
that.
to
Now
me.
we're gonna need a Duke S,
While we
the
stand.
widower of the Duchess. Now
well,
but I'm gonna
that
have
Duchess
these come back,
certainly got
'cause I don't want you
duped
to
on
Get in the
by this
melee.
Repentia.
they were like, "Put up your Dukes," and she's like, "I'm a Duchess," and then the Repentia are like, "Well, that's not good for you then."
Shot at this guy.
The plan has not worked now. Oh, the plan is going south.
Yeah, big,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I
big
was
sad
sweating
times,
there for a
everybody.
minute because I was like, shit. But
Yeah,
this is
unfortunately,
a,
missing the screen there
this is a
with
big
the
turn,
Leviathan
for sure.
Dreadnought.
So I got 9 here times 3 is 27.
I mean, this red squad
So
still
hitting
could have
on
reached it, right?
4s
Pop it on
reroll.
the Rhino.
Yeah, but then they're also not charging
That was
the
a
Blade Guard
very
veterans,
good
right? And the
roll.
Blade Guard veterans
Yeah.
get to counterattack you.
Ugh.
26.
Saving on 4s. And pass the time for me for this.
It's a good save on the Blade Guards.
That was a good save.
That was a good save.
Yeah,
but
9
then you do
going
feel
through,
the pains.
they
Well,
will
killed-
certainly
Just
survive.
double it up. You can just.
Oh
do
no,
the
don't
quick-
do it quite like that.
However you want to do it.
Because I need to take them 2 at a time. Because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we just treat this as damage, and then you can just pull 4 dice at a time.
Sure. So let's put these 4.
There you go.
1 guy dead.
One
No,
dead.
No.
Next
Two
guy's
guy,
dead.
Make a couple of these.
Number 1.
You and you. 4. And they biffed that completely.
Oh,
Give me
I mean,
a
if you
single
fail
6 there.
literally every single one of them,
There you
you
go.
know.
Yeah, we're hoping for one guy to survive, or one extra guy to survive there. At least we get the one.
It wasn't even. Was there a single 6 in that entire pile
I think there.
of all of those dice?
I don't think that there made it. Was there one like
Okay,
on the first
so
roll?
I'm not going to bother. We're piling in there.
It's we're
and
like
I'll just
ancient
do my
prehistory
circle
now.
real
It's been
quick.
so long since we saw that dice box.
They did
Give
charge, so
Sororitas a
2
6.
attacks per. So that is 8 plus 1 for the superior, so 9.
Not wrapping this guy also,
Threes
which is
and
interesting.
5s.
So 3s.
There's a non-zero chance if this blade guard
one
swings really well that
explosion,
the
and
tech marine
5s.
charging could clip that
Two
unit
AP
down
ones.
low enough
Yep.
that it doesn't
No,
really
come
matter.
on.
And then the Moirax turns around and kills the blue
Oh wait,
unit.
and then a 6.
Although,
Oh no, you made it.
Yeah, but then you just have
okay.
another squad of retributor's walk
Sure
up and
thing.
yeah.
Retributor
Infiltrator Sergeant on objective
things.
4
That's quite large.
saves.
And it's
His
on you
armor
now for your
saves.
swingbacks.
Which means that we're going to
5 attacks
retain the
on
banner
this.
on that side and also
Yeah, that's
score
big.
5 points for Mitch. So that's a big deal. Yeah.
3s and 3s.
Whether it's enough to dig him out of the 30 Repentia deep hole that he's in, we'll find out. But
Feel no pain.
it certainly is a start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to liken this to that scene in the Defense of Zion in the third Matrix, where they're all looking at the ceiling and it starts to collapse, and then a gigantic drill made
that
entirely of
little guy there.
Repentia just
I
like
think
come
he
through the
gets
ceiling,
4 attacks.
and they suddenly explode apart and
These
kill
threes.
the entire city.
1 AP nothing.
Yeah, I'm good.
I-
Okay, so I get a miracle for killing and shooting and fighting.
Mhm.
2 and a 6. I've got 2 morales to take. So blue Repentia are fine. Red Repentia are fine. And I think that does it for me.
Okay.
Pass it over to you.
All right. Well, this is not
I
a
think
great
my 3 core
situation
points went to complete waste.
for
I only
Mitch.
had to make 2 saves against the Retributors and failed them both as well.
As was prophesied by
swung back.
everyone.
Swung back for me, for sure.
I get 1 point on banners and 1 point.
How can Mitch pull himself out of this? Let's see. Obviously, you just clear the Seraphim off of 4. You probably throw these Blade Guard veterans to do it. The Vanguards hop over 4, wipe out these sisters that are threatening to out-OPSEC it on the following turn.
If
Um,
Mitch would be in a pretty, I mean, not a good
Moirax
position.
kills both
but
Repentia squads?
It's certainly like a tenable position if there weren't also another unit of Repentia on the
He
table,
is
right?
very well suited to kill him.
I forgot that they were there. That's
We've only committed 2
you're
of
right.
the 3.
Or 60.
In fairness, I mean, Doots is a little burned on miracles. He has a 6 in the chamber, and he'll probably have another one. So I guess in fairness, they will be in a position to do their big
Oh, did he have,
their big
Their-
27-inch
the
charge
thing.
up to objective 5 or whatever they need to
check
do.
it out.
We may be able to keep it so that they can't commit this turn, but I also don't think that there's enough on Mitch's side of the table to kill the Rhino
Yeah.
and all the Repentia inside. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, just to dig this out, like, if we assume that the only objective is to dig out now, like, pretty easy to wipe out the Sisters and Seraphim. The Moirax would have to shoot, like, its guns into both of these squads and combine in with a Tech Marine
Okay.
and just really swing high to kill both of these squads
Yeah.
out from 5, which clears his zone.
Can I get
At which point,
unit?
turn pass, you're looking at a 15-point turn for Doots.
And then they're gonna hop into a
Retributors then fire in, probably kill the Moirax, leaving you with only close combat units
I don't
holding
think
2
they can,
objectives
actually,
and very little
'cause
ability
it's
to push
a
out.
Bloody Rose Rhino.
Oh,
So this is
But they could hop in it. And
going to be extremely hard.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, we just need. Yeah, we need one more thing. If we had one more thing that could reasonably kill these Retributors, I think it would be in an okay spot.
Yeah, it's like a grav pod that just wasn't mentioned that's landing now.
Are any of these units on Mitch's side of the table not in fact dead and just in reserve?
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
What about the Duchess on wheel? This would be great if this was reserves. It just like walks in, you know.
Yeah, just strategic reserve your castle in, you know?
We're falling back with this Blade Guard.
Yeah, so we're going to pull the Blade Guard back, take what shots we can on those
far do I
red
need to be?
Repentia. We may be able to get a couple
Here and still be on
of
point. Okay.
cheeky pistol shots into them from
Yeah, looks fine.
the orange unit.
You want to be 3 inches away from something. 3 inches away from the Moirax specifically.
Awkwardly, Doots also has 2 CP for an interrupt. So if we try to like get cheeky and
one
put
is
everybody
yeah.
into melee, there's an interrupt available. You could just lose a unit to the
advancing.
Repentia on the swing back.
Thing I can do.
I think you have to basically just kill them all in shooting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna move.
Remember the inverse law of Repentia, where like if you leave just one of them, it turns out that's the Doomslayer, and it just walks through your whole
yeah,
army.
she's like, I rolled 4 ones to hit, I rerolled them into 4 sixes, so I hit 8 times and win every time. You're dead.
Yeah,
What
here's
is
your 16
happening?
damage. There you go.
Yeah.
This infiltrator is gonna fall back. I think he has to do it through the building.
Okay.
He's gonna go like. Right. It's like, no, stay down. Stay down, boy. There we go. It's like 1.2 to get in the building there.
Okay.
And then he's gonna
Wait,
go like
is your-
down and then up.
Okay, so he's coming around.
He's going like down this way and then up that way
I gotcha. Yep.
to sort of like end up here.
Yeah, that works. Looks fun.
So Dark Eldar coming out towards the end of this month. What
Is
kind of
Dark
impact do you
Eldar
think that's
gonna
going to have
get
on the
there?
meta? Like, they feel like they're actually a very solid sort of
They'll be on the
anti-sisters play style to me.
Yeah,
Like very fast moving, very
Exactly.
anti-vehicle and
But
infantry
you wouldn't
hostile.
have to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, they might be like sort of the hero that we need. You know, the hero Gotham needs to deal with these sisters. Whether or not they can also beat the ever-present threat, which is Adeptus Mechanicus. That's
Yeah,
That's,
like can you
amazing.
can you beat sisters? Can you beat sisters, AdMech, and Vanguard
Sisters.
veterans at the same time?
right. And I mean, I
You
think they can for sure play a game against Vanguard veterans and sisters.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel like they'd have a great game into Harlequins too.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're going to end up is an army that's very much like Harlequins, which
Yeah.
is going to be
Like-
cool, I think, because, I mean, Harlequins is an interesting play style. Their games are always fun to watch,
Yeah.
and so I think it's going to be really cool.
Okay.
I think you'll have more of them because they just cost less,
Right.
so they'll be able to hold the
That's all
board a
the
little
units
better.
I
But they're much
Nice.
less resilient.
Right.
But I think they
like, no,
shoot
shooting,
considerably
yes.
harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got they
let's
the big
begin
Ravagers
with-
and the Tantalai.
Moirax into blue.
standing in the
Yeah,
back.
like they're not they're not relying on as many pistols, and they actually still have like you
Throw
can stack
shots.
like
Let's see if I can roll
four
a bunch of
blaster
sixes.
profile weapons into like every venom.
I cannot.
Yeah.
So they can have a
And
fairly
0
similar
sixes.
profile.
So it looks like the
Putting on
plan
twos.
here is
That many at AP, an amount, I guess.
we shot into
Uh,
the
oh, these
Sisters
are
of
random.
Vengeance, kind of flubbed it.
Yeah.
So
With-
I mean,
Yeah.
you've got
Moirax.
6 up in guns, so it doesn't matter.
We needed to point a gun at both of these squad
I gotta
prevention squads
confuse
here.
you.
Yeah,
ones for
and
a second.
unfortunately
Didn't know if you got
he
any
didn't roll the 6s he
more
needed with the lightning locks.
Yeah.
So no Tesla explosions. They make a bunch of invulnerable saves.
That's disgusting.
Oh no.
Yeah, those
Let's
cars don't
do-
explode. They're very safe.
Yeah, only 3 to go down.
Oh, I can't do one of these.
Dudes, you can. You have old school coherency.
We have a bolt gun from the Tech Marine into that.
Dudes, no,
Okay.
you don't have to listen to the
Shots on
colors.
Yeah, the colors don't
On
determine your fate.
threes.
And it looks like we may just try to long bomb the
Sixes,
charge with the orange squad
fives.
to take care of that unit.
Yeah.
One more dice.
Moirax positioning
Charge.
conservatively to try to make the shot from the purple retributors harder. I think you
I
can
get them
probably
with
still get 1 or 2 in
pistols.
range.
No. Over this end, we're
I
gonna
mean, at this
frag
point,
when they're
4
so
or Pench are
things-
just gonna cut that guy in half
Okay.
anyway.
From
One
the
shot.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
From the
Trigger
Vanguard.
Vanguards. Okay.
Although,
number
I mean, the,
shots, 4.
the Moirax might
Hitting
just
on
charge
fours.
the revenge.
Shooting on 4s.
Then they cut him in half a
One,
turn
8.
sooner.
Good.
They did lightning locks. Yeah, they do not have a weapon. They don't have a stop profile either. So it's like
Dead. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
it's
four
just
attacks.
4 strike
Um,
6 attacks with no AP.
The charge can
Which I
get
guess
worse.
That's fine because they
Charge
don't.
can
They
get
have 1 wound
much
and
worse.
like an invuln and a Feel No Pain.
Hmm. I think you're
It
better
could-
off holding that CP
just
for an
kill.
Overwatch, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here comes the
Charges.
charges. Go get them, Blade Guard veterans.
Easy one over here, Vanguard into white.
Okay. I'm gonna Overwatch actually.
Yep.
So 1 CP.
Oh, dude's electing to Overwatch the Vanguard veterans over on Objective 4. He does have
so
2
the
hand
bolt
flamers
guns,
in the Seraphim unit,
Nothing. And then flamers
which
for 14.
hits 14 times, a perfectly average number of times. Let's see some 5s to wound.
5s. One nice.
Maybe a slight misplay on
6
Mitch's
AP
part,
ones.
not just charging from behind
That
the
was
wall.
a-
Threes.
That was a roll right there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
3 wounds go
And
through. Do they save on the damage ignore? One of them does.
One
So
does.
a Vanguard veteran dies.
On the
Ooh.
chainswords.
Can't really afford to
Yep,
lose these
makes
guys
sense.
right now. Yeah. Maybe
Going to make a charge.
should have just charged from behind the
We're gonna
wall,
make
and it was a
10-inch
10.
charge.
I like it.
Goodbye, Seraphim. We will prove who is the true masters of the jump pack infantry
Oh,
unit on this
thanks.
table.
This difficult
You're a
one.
Tesla.
I think
They
it's
burn.
a 7-inch.
Teslas are in front.
Into red.
It's like a 8.
Oh, it's snapping to a bit in their base because their bases are weird.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay,
It's
big
like not
7.
going to the web, it's going to the inside. I see it.
Yeah.
Big 7. Let's see it.
Go.
Boom! Rolled a 10 for the Blade Guard veterans to get in. Whoo! All right.
10 inches. That's.
We're getting somewhere.
Do you have the CP to interrupt right now?
They'll clear
do
this
not.
unit, right?
Spin
Uh-oh. 3 of them? Not 4.
They'll kill enough, I think,
Yeah.
for it to
Yeah.
not
And
really
then
make a
where
huge difference.
There you are. You want to
And
Attack
also,
plane shoot them?
importantly, dudes cannot interrupt anymore. So,
If I can't attack with all of them, that's going to be sad.
The Tech Marine shoot at all.
yeah, he shot blue unit, I think.
Yep,
and it was
Moirax
bold.
Okay.
to repent you over
Surprised they
here.
didn't kill
Oh,
him.
the
He's
Moirax is going in. All right,
The
we're doing
flamer.
it.
All right, let's do it.
No interrupt available, so we're just going to send him in and see if we can kill him, and hopefully they don't swing back too hard.
You fell back. Tech
We're at-
Marine into the red.
Mitch is at the point of the game where he's just hoping his opponent rolls garbage. Yep, everybody in. Okay.
Well, let's see how this all goes.
Relying on Doots to roll bad has been a winning strategy in the past for several people.
Okay.
I think we can all remember the last game that Mitch and Dudes shared, an Exocrine one-shot Magnus.
Oh,
for the
he's
most part.
dead now. You're going to attack me back 4 times, or 8 times, or 6 times?
So I was charged, so it'll get my 12 attacks.
12 attacks.
So it looks like the Moirax missed 2 swings.
Oh, it's assuming I'm
into
killing
the
So yeah, it's
blue.
going to be 3 attacks a model.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
Oof. Come on, buddy.
Because if this fails, he's dead.
You're gonna roll some 2-ups to wound.
No, I think we're just going to see how this goes.
All right.
Okay.
2 hits through with
Moving
the
on to 2.
Moirax. Don't roll ones, please. 2
Okay,
wounds.
AP nothing, damage 1.
Hold the baby.
Okay, 6 up invulnerables. Let me roll the first one. Dead.
We're gonna miracle one of them.
It's okay.
For
We'll
the
roll the other
rub-ins? No.
one. Oh, and they're 1 damage, right?
Yes.
And the 5
Five
ups. Oh, only
Fuck.
1 goes
Oh,
down. No,
no.
no.
Okay.
Not like this.
Alright,
Not like this. The one
he's
remaining
Blade Guard. Gonna come
Yep.
in.
agent of House Raven on
Get
the
more bodies on
table.
the point. 4 attacks apiece, 5 from the sergeant, so that's 17. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s.
Not an incredible roll on the other unit.
AP lots damage too.
Yep, 6 up invuls. Damage
Probably good
to
enough,
6,
though.
so
Yeah,
reroll
6 go
successfuls.
through the invulnerable save. 1 saves with the damage ignore, but still kills
got
5.
So I lose 5.
And then the Tech Marine's gonna get to swing.
You're gonna pile in wherever you want, so
Yeah, we're gonna leave him in
back.
melee. Try to gank that Tech Marine if he doesn't kill him.
The Tech Marine, how many attacks here? 4 attacks. I will. Does it matter? The servo arm has no negatives. Alright. 1 attack with the servo arm.
Okay.
On a 3. On a 2. AP lots
Oh,
damage.
good thing we swung at that servo arm.
6
That would have
up.
failed.
Damage 3.
It's a 3 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, kills 1. All right, 2 attacks left to
3
kill the
attacks
last
with
2.
axe. 3s and 2s.
Oh no, but he misses 2.
1 at damage 2.
Only 1 wound.
Goes through.
Eh,
Kill a pain.
And
Oh,
she makes
no.
the damage ignore. No,
Uh-oh.
not like this.
Alright, that's a dead Tech Marine.
Got bad news for this Tech Marine.
Oh,
Vanguard
no, I
veterans
think
over
she
here.
failed
We
the
have
damage
1
ignore,
with
just
the
kidding.
sword
That
and
looked like a
3 with
5,
lightning
but that
claws.
was
We have
effective.
no sergeant.
All right, just 1 left. She
Let's
could
kill
kill the
lightning
Tech
claw
Marine still.
attacks first.
Okay.
Not on the. Do they get their buff when charged as well?
Threes
They do,
and
right?
threes, Rerolling
Yeah,
the
it's
second.
almost
Okay,
it is exactly shock assault with a different.
All right, this one Repentia throwing out all 12
AP
for attacks at
Looking
the
for 5s.
Tech Marine.
What's
cool.
valiant effort?
6.
They are dead.
Get out of here.
That's all that. You slap me back.
Okay.
Okay. So the single Repentia into your
Seraphim
Tech
are
Marine.
gone. Let's see
It
what
was
the
charged to 3
sisters
attacks.
can do in the swing back.
Yeah, I'll just roll it.
3
Uh,
attacks
yeah,
exploding
reroll
into the
that.
Tech Marine.
Oh,
no
no.
way.
And 3s.
And all
4
wound.
AP4.
He's saving.
Yep.
On,
He's dead.
saving on 6s. You're not gonna roll.
And then the
Not even
3
gonna try.
blue
Fair
going
enough.
into the night is 9 attacks. Tempted to do
Hashtag
plus one
just
to wound
revenge things,
here.
you know?
Because I'm going to wound you on 5s.
Hmm.
What do I need these to do?
All right, now we're gonna see if 3 can pull on a Moirax. That
Yeah,
1
I'll do
would have
plus
done
1
8
wounds.
wounds to it. So
So that's my last CP.
You're gonna plus 1 to wound against the Moirax.
4s, rerolling.
roll those ones.
Yeah, there we go.
And then 2 explode.
No. Is that 13?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, 11 hits
11?
with the
Wounds.
explosions.
Nope, only 4.
4. Okay, it's not
Not-
gonna die.
Take 8.
Alive, yeah.
It only takes 8. You know, whatever.
Okay.
Ugh.
180 point
Plus
squad,
damage,
chugging through about 800 points
I think
so
that's
far.
fighting.
Was that
Morale?
650?
Actually,
Yeah.
last time back to you.
100 and
Yeah, so
108?
blue
It's about
squad
725.
lost-
It's a 144 point
Was it
squad of
4?
Repentia right there, sir.
5, I think.
Oh no, you're right. I always count
So
the
you got
priest.
9 and 1 died in Overwatch.
So
That's
I'll
true.
use a
Yeah,
miracle
in
3
fairness,
on
the
them,
priest ran out to the middle of the table and
and then the
took an
single
autocannon
Repentia
to the
that needs
face.
to basically roll a 1
not exactly
runs.
doing his part for the Imperium.
And, I
And
believe
the
that's
last
it.
Repentia on 5 runs away at least, so
Turn.
she
She's
she
definitely
took
not making
the
it back
tech
in the order
ranger,
now.
but that was all she was. That was as long as she was around for.
On your turn, you do hold more.
Yep, so I'll get my 15.
She's just like speedrunning. She was just trying to get the loot.
Yeah.
And
She's like,
what I'm
"Ugh,
gonna do here.
I didn't get the spin I wanted. I'm gonna go back in the lobby and queue again."
So if I go here, I can break this.
MF Tech Marine runs, X45. You just leave the game and immediately just try and find MF Tech Marine runs, X46.
And I can't move to get on the objective and shoot. So I think what I need to try to do is kill the infiltrator somehow.
So
Yeah,
back
just
to
be on
Doots.
the
He's
point.
scoring
Some of that
15
advanced
points. He
blue.
still has a Repentia unit in the chamber in addition to these 3 engaging the Moirax.
So I can
And
basically-
he has a Retributor squad still lined up and ready
Moirax is at least protected from these retributors.
to go. Right.
So, I mean, if, like, say the Vanguard, like the Blade Guard veteran runs over here and aces out all 3 of them, it will at least be alive.
But
That's something.
two.
You know?
So now we're contested at least.
Yeah. It'll still be there.
The Banner of House Stark still strong on Objective 4 until the end of this turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with the banner broken on Objective 5, we can repair it for Mitch this turn, assuming nothing gets to that objective. So he would get another
Here.
2 points for that, between scoring
Tech
it on
Marine
round
died.
5 and
I'll have one of these.
and
come down,
scoring it
close
at the
this
end of
cover.
the end of the game. Assuming that Doots
50.
kills the infiltrator to clear the banner off of Objective 4, those are the only banner points he's gonna get.
You can't repair it without the Tech Marine.
Repairs flat 3
Pull
banners
back and charge.
at the end of your movement phase.
I can fall back, shoot, and charge for 2 CP.
Okay. So it's important.
Any of these like models that have banners, like the Space Marine Ancients or
real
like
quick,
Makari,
before you
should
get
like
further,
even though they're
if you look at
characters,
the
they should be
start
able
of
to play
my turn,
banners.
Oh, nice.
What character can play banners?
I thought
It's
characters
just-
just couldn't play
It's
banners.
just scramblers they can't do.
Oh,
2
you're right.
and
You're right.
5.
Wish they would make that a little more consistent.
Yeah.
So I can get out 9.
Although, in fairness, like scramblers would be the easiest objective to score if you can do it with characters. You're just like,
Already
oh, I
like a
didn't
free
get the
card.
middle.
Clear
I didn't get
charge,
the
but
middle
not make the
scrambler. I guess
charge.
this random idiot in the back line who nobody shot will just go do it.
First.
At least banners like is pretty difficult, so restricting it from characters is okay.
Yeah, that's
Be
probably
consistent,
okay.
be like, you know, characters just can't do non-psychic actions,
Mm-hmm.
Where's the tech marine?
or just do characters can't do
Oh, I
psychic
killed-
actions because you just get rid of all the
Oh
psychic
yes,
actions.
sister's problem.
Yeah.
Where's that thing? No, I killed it. Yeah.
Becky's
let's-
over here, gonna
let's get her to get in the fight.
do some work, gonna kill an entire Blade Guy veteran squad.
This rhino's
Maybe
gonna come
just roll 6s,
5.
you know. Get those explosions.
Explosion. Oh, especially after Retributors just like plaster this unit.
Yeah.
The single Zephyr and
Assuming that's what they're firing at. They looks like they touched the wall over here.
One of them is going to be going into the at least one of them, probably more, is going to be going into this last infiltrator to pick that guy off because that will break the banner objective for.
Don't want to rely on just the 5 sisters doing it.
Right. Yeah, they advanced too, so they'd have to.
Oh, they did?
Charge. Yeah, yeah, because they were. In
Oh,
the
they're on the
their
difficult terrain.
-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's slow going. So, I mean, I think maybe like Mitch's only path to victory would be like for that infiltrator to survive.
I was gonna say for Doots to time out.
For Doots to time out, yeah, easy peasy.
Like, he's like, hold on, I gotta make a pizza. It takes about 23 minutes and 6 seconds in the oven. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, but this infiltrator needs to just like shrug the entire world. I wish we had 2 CP so he could smoke screen himself, drop that smoke bomb like Batman, and disappear into the night. That'd be.
And then he also has to figure out. He also has to figure out a 25-point secondary that he himself controls and owns.
Yeah, yeah.
This is quite a points deficit.
I really don't like this this banners pick on Mitch's side. Unfortunately, it's
me either.
It's so easy to get pushed out if it's especially for an objective where you only have 2 objectives you can safely banners. And when you're looking at it and being like, well, I could banners or I could do, I don't know, assassinate or something, and I'm likely to get 10 on banners because I have 2 objectives. Like, well, yes and no. Like, your opponent's going to take one of those objectives at least one time, and the earlier they do that in the game, like, it's sort of an exponential loss of banners points.
Yeah, I'd probably swap that out. Or the Wowie stand, because the Wowie stand is also basically just a 0-pointer in this matchup. I'd swap one of those for Grind, probably.
Yeah, I think Grind is a pretty good call. You'd have to swap the Wowie stand, right? Because those are in the same
place. Yeah, that makes sense.
Green Rhino will shoot a Stormbolter at the Infiltrator.
Where else do you even go from there, though? Because like that third pick becomes really hard.
2 hits, 1 wound, no AP.
Alright, Infiltrator, stay strong.
Fine.
Okay.
Eating some bolter shots.
Actually, maybe even 2. No. But we're fine anyway.
Okay, Retributors, I'm going to put 1 Multi-Melta into the Infiltrator.
Yep. And the rest?
And everything else is going to go into the Blade Guard. So.
Alright, no 4s on the table for Doots. Yeah, and Mitch electing to transhuman against the Retributor shot.
Turn? No, it's a new turn, so let me see if I steal. Nope. Okay, so the single going into the Infiltrator. 2 hits. 2 wounds.
Alright, 1 wound on that Infiltrator. That should cap him unless we totally flub damage. Oh, 5 damage. No. Okay, so we lose the banner and we lose objective 4 for Mitch.
And then I had 3 of them going.
And he's going to be down to a maximum of 5 victory points on his round 4.
3s.
With very little chance of getting the big 15-point, the prophesied 15-point shot.
So 2.
4s.
A little surprised the sisters actually didn't take banners.
It's so aggressive, right? Like your units are either advancing towards the center or they're in rhinos, so they're rarely
out of range to
doing banners.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would have been good in this particular game.
Yeah.
Just by how characters ended up getting placed, but you're right. You can't really plan around that.
Yeah, and like I mean, why
like, you'll hold 1 and 2 all game for 10 easily, but like. At that point, it's just a 10 swapping for a possible 12.
Yeah, and you could just take, you could have just engaged in all fronts or something, right? And it's gonna fill your or follow your game plan a lot more closely.
3s, we're on 1s, and
chat, the score is actually pretty relevant for these players because they're looking for a high placement in the pod because standing points still get awarded. To everybody in the pod, and the higher you are and the more points you have, does get you more standing points at the end. So Mitch is still looking to score as many points as possible this game.
Next one.
Yeah, lose the battle, but not the war.
Right.
Against sisters.
This could. I mean, yeah. Doots is gonna. I don't think there's any way Doots doesn't win this pod, but the actual score for Mitch does matter.
That is all of my shooting. Actually, the Inquisitor.
I mean, Doots could still just get like a nice call from his grandma, and it could take exactly 19 minutes and 33 seconds.
2 shots.
Okay. Could you imagine? He just goes dead silent for the next 30 minutes.
No, it would just be on. He would like wouldn't mute himself.
So
We can all just be like on
I'll
that
get a miracle
adventure.
for killing since I killed the infiltrator.
Mhm.
It's a 6.
Going over like apple pie recipes. It'd be all kinds of stuff to talk about.
Charges.
He would actually start
Someone else is
relating
gonna
like
charge
exact
the
happenings within this
Blade
game. He'd spend like 10 minutes
I'll
describing
use
the
a
game.
miracle 5 and roll the other
Mom, you
dice.
wouldn't believe it. A unit of Sisters Repentia got into
11.
Castlin, and he only killed 1 in Overwatch. Can you imagine? And then I killed it
Rob,
almost
Robert,
exactly.
that sounds. Oh, Harold, that sounds like such an interesting game. Is this the one with the little toy men?
What if his grandmother is like really well versed in the Warhammer 40k like online meta game?
She's like, oh, you're playing Sisters now? I thought we
Yeah.
talked about this, Robert.
She's like, is this the Sisters list with the 2 Retributor squads or 3? He's like, oh, Grandma, I dropped the 3rd one out so that I could fit an additional Repentia unit. She's like, oh, good, I like that, the redundancy and better, much better in that version. The one I've been playing in my league is a little bit different. What kind of Inquisitor did you take? Grandma plays Chaos. Yeah, no, Grandma's like just jabber on about the Bellacore model. Spoiler. Did you see that guy? He's got skulls hanging from his wings, dudes.
You could replace the skulls in their Space Marine skulls on the other skull.
Nope, he's dead.
Well, you can mix and match. You can have the Chaos Warrior on the base, but the Space Marine skulls on the wings. That doesn't make any fluff sense, Robert.
Pink guy. Sergeant takes
What is GW thinking? What if she's like just really toxic?
Back to you.
Wow, good job.
need to
Did Becky
move
just
her
clip out all but one
Inquisitor.
Vanguard veteran? Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, veterans.
Yeah.
There's so many guard
Attacks.
veterans over there.
there is.
Hitting on 3s.
Becky is
Like-
badass.
Yeah.
Always wounds on a
Damn,
2.
girl.
Wounds.
Becky
Wow.
KP3.
is Grandma.
4 Fine.
We'd zoom in and like Becky's just on like a little
Yep.
cell phone.
Attacking with the Moimax first.
Is he bracketed now?
She's secretly gonna be the next LVO. If Grandma was playing Flames of War before it was a game.
Yeah, it turns out
46
dude's
wounds
dude's
remaining,
grandmother
4.
is just Nick Nanavati.
Okay.
Like this,
So
it's just a very strange
still
circumstances
attacks.
that have led to that being like
hitting on
like
4s.
legally the case.
Damn. 2 at damage 1.
okay, 6 up Imbols, 5 up Philippines. Nope, got 2.
Okay.
Ah, the Knight Borax swings
No
back, kills 2
charges this time,
Sisters
so
of
I'll get 2
Repentia. Go
swings
get him,
back.
buddy.
But it's on 4 wounds and there's 1 left.
No, they miss.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah,
And they
no
don't get
rerolls.
rerolls because they didn't charge.
Then cross back to me
Amazing.
for
All right,
stuff.
we're doing it.
In range of both. What's the invuln on these 2?
Inquisitor has a 5 up. Canonus has a 4 up.
Actually, am I in range of both? I can probably consolidate into it though.
Sure.
I'm going to consolidate away from her and into
Sounds
the
good.
Inquisitor and put all the attacks into there.
Okay. Bladeguard Veteran
5
Sergeant
attacks,
trying to
hitting on
swing
threes,
down on this Inquisitor to take the objective back.
And wound on
Looks like
threes,
4 hits, 3s to wound. Oh no, only 2.
AP3
Nah,
damage.
It
I won't kill it.
Okay, 5 ups.
4 damage, that's too bad.
Don't even kill her.
Yeah.
She takes
Yeah.
4.
My kingdom for an implant attack, am I right?
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Oh well.
Then the Blade Guard veteran
that's my
opened its
turn. I didn't kill anything.
distendable jaws and
Fighting
its
phase, so no
tongue shot
no
out.
dice there. I got morale.
Yeah, little did you know that when a Blade Guard Veteran, they just like raise the visor that they have on their helmet, and it's like just like Melina from Mortal
think that's
Kombat
it.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morale for you, I think.
Pulls out these 2 scythes and just stabs you 100 times in the eyes.
Get your home objective again.
3 and 3.
You ever wonder if
No
Becky
primaries,
wants
I
to
think.
look to the left
Yeah,
or
no
right
primaries.
and just gets like really aggravated at her like bizarre armor when she realizes
that's
that
where
she
the righteous
cannot.
anger comes from. That's why she's so mad.
Yeah, they're like horse blinders. Like they have to make it so that she can't see her peripherals, or else she'll just start punching her friends all the time. She's just so angry all the time.
Come on, face, not much happens. I need one we stand, banners, and taunts.
There's something like Geiger-esque about
combat, it dies
her
to
armor. Like
advantage.
that's something like the engineers. would
Actually, it
wear,
might
or,
not.
like,
You might whiff, but then
an
you might
alien
whiff.
would wear.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm only getting 2 attacks, so unless I explode,
wait.
everything
I
hits.
can- I can shoot in combat. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can I? So I can declare like 1 gun at her and then 1 gun at one of these characters, can't I?
Yeah, if you kill her, basically.
Okay. This Blade Guard is coming to charge them.
Okay.
These 2 are coming to also charge.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm
Snake
so
Command
rooting
up
for this
there.
Night Moirax
Psychic Phase,
to like
no.
fight
Shooting
its way out
Phase.
of the Sister's army.
So Moirax is going to put 1 gun into Repentia, 1 gun into Canoness.
Okay.
So first, 6 shots into the Repentia. On... Oh, actually, wait. I'm hitting on 5s, aren't I?
Yeah, Smarix just got like PTSD after this though.
I thought you were on force because it's your.
I'm -1 in melee, though.
Oh, that's right. No.
Like
Is it
outside
a
his
heavy
house,
weapon?
someone's gonna like rev up the chainsaw to clear some
okay,
brush
yeah.
or something, and he's
So it
just
would
gonna
be
like
fives.
dive into his
So
panic
do
room
I
and like
want
lock down the house.
Oh, see, that's why the Repentia deals so much damage to these guys, because they have like hedge clippers, and he was trying to be a tree earlier.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I get it. You know,
I mean,
those
it's
big tree
possible
trunk-like
if I hit
legs.
an exploding hit and
Oh,
everything
right.
works. Yeah. It's not.
No,
like,
we will. I think we will do it like this. So yeah, 1 gun into Repentia, 1
You
into
ever fought
Canoness.
A Moirax in real life?
Into Repentia on 5s?
I have.
Thank you for that.
It's like it's a lot harder
bunch
than
of
these
different
Repentia make it look.
Yeah, I also once fist fought
2s.
a 2-story tall robot.
Damage 1.
All right, 6s.
Well, is Moirax just entirely vaporized
Can I get a
its
miracle?
sister
2 shots.
Repentia with no mercy?
6 shots into the Canoness. Oh yeah, Miracle Dice.
Miracle 4.
Right, on... These are now just on 4s, because I'm not shooting into melee.
Oh,
No explosions at
but
all.
it expended all of
on
its
2.
weapon energy on
AP2.
doing that and not shooting at this.
AP2 on
Canoness.
this. This is the shooting phase. I'll just pass it. Miracle 4.
Sure thing. Blade Guard Veteran, pistol into Inquisitor.
Yep.
On a 3. On a 3. AP1.
The heavy pistol
No.
goes through on the Inquisitor. Does she die?
Oh.
Oh.
No, I'm good.
Blade Guard Veteran, pistol into Canoness.
Okay.
3s and 3s. No. Over here, frag grenade into Battle Sisters.
Yep.
1 shot on a 3. Nah. That's it. For that. Charges Vanguard Veterans into Battle Sisters.
Yep.
Go. They go. I want to tap the terrain like that and that. Well, I don't think this second guy's tapping the terrain. Actually, I don't think either of them are just yet.
Do you not just run away with this Vanguard veteran unit?
Blade Guard is charging.
I feel like, I mean, they're worth 5 points,
Just the
these two models,
Canoness.
right? So like, I feel like you just pull back
Okay, hold on.
behind this wall.
Yep.
There's basically 0 chance that a unit of Battle Sisters kills you in melee, and then you just come back and kill them the next turn.
1 CP. I'll hit with a 6.
Mm,
Didn't
Wow.
win.
Unfortunate.
probably.
Yeah,
Like,
didn't win.
how could they draw line of sight? Like,
Pass back to
they
me.
essentially just
Yeah.
couldn't over the course of the game.
Charge distance.
So
Yeah.
the Blade Guard
that
veteran
would just be a way to
charged
save
the,
5.
the Blade Guard veteran charged the Canoness. She overwatched with her fusion pistol. Doots miracled it so that she hit, but then rolled a 1 to wound.
That's it there.
Get wrecked.
Get out of here with that garbage.
Yep.
5 attacks.
That always catches me by surprise whenever
And
that's done
I
to me,
will-
though.
You've got a
Yeah.
4-up in one?
Like, get a charge, and they're like,
Yeah,
alright, I'm
sure.
gonna Overwatch. I'm like, with
You're
the
like,
character? They're like,
"Excuse me?"
yeah,
And they're like, "Yeah, I
miracle.
hit." Check
Take
this out.
9 damage. I'm like, no!
It's a
My
miracle.
dreadnought.
She blew up a tank in Overwatch.
Let me see if I steal
Except it happens every time.
It's a miracle. The 100% guaranteed thing happened.
On 2s. And 3s. 2. No, 3s. Ugh. Okay. AP lots damage too.
Damage 2. So first one passes. Second one passes.
Becky, what a monster. Makes all her inbound
and then it's on to me,
Blade
right?
Guard veterans.
These guys.
Oh no, yeah, you got your vanguards. Yep.
8 attacks.
I always have a very hard time killing Canonesses. Canon I.
3s and 3s.
Canonessi?
Rerolling the second.
No, they did. They proved that that was just a.
Oh.
That was like a
5s.
paper mache figure.
Kill 4.
Oh, they
okay.
survive, don't they?
There isn't really
do.
an Undead Sororitas venerable leader
Under-
at the bottom of Loch
I
Ness.
guess I'll fight back.
There is not. Sometimes scaring
Okay.
tourists
That's
with
too
its
bad.
strangely long neck.
My,
So the Inquisitor. is gonna try to kill
my
the Inquisitor.
cryptozoologist friends are heartbroken.
Everything hits.
Yeah, let's do a whole
Wounds.
podcast about it.
AP3.
How they disproved it.
In fairness, you need a long snaky neck to be able to wear that collar and see appropriately.
Yeah. She doesn't like lean her head forward. Her neck just like extends up a foot, and then she like turns her head. Her head's basically like a periscope.
Yeah, he's dead.
This kills me. Oh, you had 2 health, right? Yeah.
No, he did have 2 health. He fails both.
I bet you could like keep snacks and stuff in that collar though.
And then he can't kill you back.
The Ordo Zedus Inquisitor
Canoness.
swung back with her mighty force sword
was
and
charged, so I
cut
got
that
my
Blade Guard
full
veteran.
Monty here.
It's just This is the rub-ins right here.
Explosion.
Casually.
4.
Yeah, just whatever. My Inquisitor killed your Space Marine veteran.
5 saves.
Pause. Damage.
2 damage per.
I find it interesting that. Oh, good.
Go for it.
I find it interesting that the.
Becky killed the other Blade Baron.
Well, there's that. Objective 5 is ours now.
Yeah, I'll pass the.
That means Mitch doesn't even score his priority
Actually, that
targets
balances against
points.
the snap.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's true.
embarrassing.
And we're about the fusion pistol, the
attack.
Moirax do.
Hitting on a
Yeah.
3. Missed.
It's okay. He'll make a save. He'll be
Morale,
fine.
you would have passed.
Yeah, auto pass
Pass
there.
turn. I don't get my priority target. Go ahead.
I find it interesting that
Okay,
the only faction
so
that
get
uses
15.
Inquisitors is the only faction that also
Just need to get
would hate them the
priority
most
targets and while we stand
for their like
Are you getting engaged?
psyker ways.
Engage.
Space
Officer
Wolves?
falls back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I'm mentioning.
That's the
right
one.
now. That's
Black,
them.
Black Templars,
This.
Yes, the Dark Wolflars.
the Dark Wolf Blars.
It's gotta come back a little bit.
So it looks like we're coming up in the end here, chat. If anybody has any questions for the players, go ahead and throw them in there for the post game.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna get the Repinch out and run them straight over here into this night. Do you want me to run through the motions or?
Actually, so like, yeah, we'll say that night. Yeah, we'll go into talk it out mode.
Okay.
I think like, do you kill the 2 vanguards up here? Do you want to roll to see for that?
Question.
Because they're a while we stand.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have all this stuff in range, basically.
And yeah, that knight's dead.
Should see you. Yeah. So I start with the Immolator. Everything should be in Junie range. Come on, dice. There we go. Reroll 1s. Moving on 3s. So 5 from the Immolator, AP 1.
Save those.
2 damage on it.
Guy dies.
Kills 1.
These feel no pain to have not been there.
And then the Retributors all go into him.
Oh yeah.
8.
Don't worry, Vanguard veteran.
3s, reroll
You'll be fine.
1s. 2s. Reroll
Oh!
1s.
He might be fine.
3.
That was not very good. Oh, he is
Oh
fine.
no, he did it.
Amazing.
What a maniac. Okay. And then yeah, this all this stuff comes up here and kills that.
Yep.
Repent would have ran over there.
And then on my turn, I score nothing, and he runs away.
So that'll get me engaged for 3 again.
In fairness,
Yeah, my last
you could go for the Battle Sister because he gets 5 at the end.
All right, good game.
Yeah. What was that? Turn 3. I was
So, yeah,
really able to everything hit at
main-
once. Miracle dice hit, the charges
Yeah.
hit, and then you were out of CP.
Well,
It
because
just-
I was decently
You still there, Shima?
confident that Repentias, not
I'm gonna go
Repentias,
pop over
Retributors
with
wouldn't
the
kill the
players.
knight alone.
All right.
Yeah.
I will do.
I think 2 hits got through, and it was very bad for me that the 3 command points I spent for a 4-up run, both those 2 failed.
Yeah, that's the thing with Retributors with the Triumph is, and I've had it done to me too, where if you've got the Miracle Dice there, it's guaranteed insane damage.
Yeah, I was even with that, I think I can take a unit of Retributors. Not if they completely spike, but that was sort of lightly against me because of the saves failing.
Well, the thing is I can,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say I can wait. I don't even have to. There's no risk involved with bumping the Miracle Dice up either, or using the Miracle Dice, because it happens after you fail your save.
Okay.
It would be so much I don't know. It would be a pretty solid nerf if I had to use the Miracle Dice before you took your save, Because the fact that I can use it after the fact is just I don't know.
Yeah.
All I need is 3 5s, or I guess 2 5s, and that's guaranteed 14 damage, I think. Yeah,
But
14.
It is a lot of damage because of Machine Spirit Resurgent. I'm pretty and like healing 1. I'm decently confident that like it can shoot back next turn at full bracket.
Yeah.
The what went wrong was that I only killed 1 Repentia, and then I think the difference between 1 and 2 was important there because like you overhit me by 2 damage, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So if 1 Repentia was gone, there was the chance that you like fall 2 damage short or something like that, and that's enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I was hoping for, but then the Overwatch completely biffed it.
I think statistically I was a little bit under because like I exploded quite a bit, but my wound roll was a little bit low. So
Yeah.
statistically, I don't know if you count on that, but yeah, in that specific case, that would have been devastating if I didn't.
I
kill
also
him.
messed up a thing. The idea of this charge was that the Blade Guard would get up in here and then screen this angle.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I thought that was game over. If the Blade Guard made this charge into my Zephyrin, I was like, because then there's no way I kill the Knight at that point.
Yeah. But then the Leviathan got in, and either I biffed either I severely messed up its consolidating, or I just couldn't consolidate to get that there.
I think I was very attentive to it. That's the wrong word, but if you would have, because you neglected to pile in there, and if you would have piled in then consolidate, I think you would have had a better screen.
Yeah. So I think that mistake, because if I was kind of fine with that Leviathan dying, but that Leviathan dying should have stopped Repentia being here, which it didn't.
Yeah. So that was big.
Probably just a mistake on my part with that. Oh well, this matchup is very difficult. I think I was doing like well for myself until that mistake, and I think this matchup especially, I make a single mistake and lose immediately.
It's hard, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we were impressed, at least on our side, that at the very least, this is clearly a very difficult matchup for Knights to win. And you certainly made Doots work for it, which we were impressed with. He's going there on that round 3, like pulling his hair out, trying to do everything perfectly. And we were like, Mitch make him earn that win.
I think if the Repentant were screened here, like I don't kill this Knight, and then it kills my Retributors, and I'm like, what do I do with my hands now?
Like you saw the secondaries I took. I took Banners and I took While We Stand.
Yeah.
I was hoping for like having a Knight here and just having these 2 points, shooting you off points, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a Knight here is a lot of pressure on these 2 objectives. And I can just pop out here to shoot anything you overextend.
Yep.
But like this, I think especially with these maps are very good for Knights with these massive opaque walls that I can actually hide behind. I don't think this matchup is an auto lose. This matchup has play to it. It just like I need to play perfectly.
Yeah, that's one thing that big giant things with tons of wounds don't want to see is Martyr Lady Retributors.
Yeah, like this is. I'm confident in saying my worst matchup. Which is unfortunate I got it in finals.
Well, at least you dodged it on the way. I think if you're going to lose one place, you might as well do it in the finals. So
I did bump into a sisters matchup on the way.
Oh, there you go.
That list specifically was here focusing more on Mortifiers rather than Retributors, and Mortifiers are easier for the Knight to deal with, and like it's harder for him to deal with the Knight. Also, his 1 Retributor unit like was the hardest whiff I'd ever seen. He deep strike strategic reserved in, and with the how many shots does it output? Like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 shots?
Should be 12 with 2 cherubs.
If you cherubs. Okay.
Yeah.
All 12 shots, he failed to roll a hit or wound roll above 3.
Thanks.
Like I didn't even make a single save. It was.
Jeez.
Yeah, that kind
So
of
when
happens sometimes, that unit. Like,
Yeah,
It
so when
does.
uh, it was threatening to happen here because your Retributor unit only rolled 2 successful hits. I just failed
Yeah,
both of those.
Yeah, you probably heard me getting sweaty there. I was like, oh my god, I need one of these to go through.
it was a question from chat for Mitch. In hindsight, do you think you would take banners again? And if so, would you replace it with something else?
Yes. So the banner's choice is interesting here. The banner's choice is not because I think it scores high. It's to force him into my area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. If we just both like take. If we just there's matchups sometimes where both players just take like banners while we stand and hide in deployment zones, and I think if that happens, I lose because like some fire has to exchange, some shots have to go through, and I think the knight ends up dying in that situation. Him taking engage in all fronts and me taking banners demands that he comes into the area that the knight can then do things. It was going to be pretty low scoring, but what am I saying? It was more low scoring than I thought it would be because other things went wrong with that deep strike there. If I had played literally perfectly, I think it would have gone like 7, 8 points, something like that. And also would have forced the game into a position that I think I'm more favored in.
Yeah, you're just trying to engage on your terms, right? So it makes it so that dudes can't just like throw garbage into the middle and just like, you know, threaten a 15-point primary every turn and hide all the retributors in the Repentia until he needs them.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Also, this matchup is just very difficult to take secondaries in. Grind them down is a trap. Do not take grind them down. The Rhino always survives at 1 wound. I've put an entire Castellan into a Sister's Rhino before, and it survived on 2.
Yeah, I played a game just before this where I shot a Rhino with 24 Hive Guard, and it took 7 damage and then repaired 4 rounds in a row.
Assassinate is also usually a trap because the characters just don't need to come out. You as the person taking Assassinate don't have agency over killing their characters.
Yeah. And I don't even care about throwing them away either, because like the Preacher or the Canoness, they're more than likely doing work before they get killed. So it's like, I'll give up 3 points to, in the long run, secure myself another 10 points down the road.
Yeah.
So Assassinate is a trap against this army.
So yeah, I can't take grind them down. I can't take Assassinate. With this plan that I was going for, of hiding in my deployment zone with the Knight, I can't take Engage on all fronts, I can't take Line Breaker, I can't take Deploy Scramblers. The list of viable secondaries narrows down very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually joking that of any map that I could potentially win this matchup on, this is probably the best because it has this free secondary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially against an army that says lethal as Sisters are. Like, you can't. There's no maneuver secondary in the world that you feel comfortable taking. So it's nice that there's you have a backup plan in the priority targets.
and not just the secondary, but this map itself. This hiding spot is amazing. It lets me do that slight gun poke that I did before.
Mm-hmm.
It lets me. I just need to screen out this general area to stop it getting charged. I failed that this game, but in theory.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't have a thought. It was half formed in my head.
Yeah. Riao in chat mentioning that they don't really understand how grind them down is a trap, considering the Sisters took engage in all fronts. So the idea there being that they're feeding units into the grind, but also in fairness, the players don't know what their opponent's picking when they pick their secondaries.
I mean, it goes with the thing, like, if I don't see banners and he takes grind him down, then I just play slightly more defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Try to play harder into hiding my stuff, I guess. Like,
Yeah, like grind them down gives him more control over me scoring points in that. It's also if you miss it twice, it's only getting you 9 points. You can afford to miss it twice. I think missing it the third time is incredibly punishing, and just using miracle dice on invuns, turning 5s into 6s to keep the rhino on 1 wound, turning just not giving me that many units. I've taken it every other time I played against Sisters and very consistently scored 6 points in it.
yeah, and imagine if I went second.
Yeah.
Like, I'm almost
That is-
guaranteed to deny it the first turn. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't think there are any more questions in chat. Shuma, do you have any comments on the game that you want to put forward? Not if
Is
he's not
Shuma
listening to
alive?
me. All right, so
I'm sorry, I was muted.
Oh.
I've been talking this whole time.
Aha!
That's why
Well,
I'm not getting any responses. I
egg
feel
on
dumb.
your face.
It really is. No, as I said, like we were saying in the beginning, like sometimes, especially in certain matchups, the best you can really hope for is to really make the Sisters player have to think and like earn it. And certainly, like you could see the sweat running down Dude's forehead at certain points in this game. Like it was a really good one.
I was
Much better than I think chat was prepared for.
I think I'm going on about that one mistake with the dreadnought pile in.
Yeah,
but,
we noticed that when we were commenting.
Yeah,
we were like, uh-oh.
Several things happened there. Like I failed the reroll charge with the blade guard to start with. So the charging with the dreadnought instead was plan B. And like even if I did do that correctly, there would probably like when I say I need to play the matchup literally perfectly, like that's just one decision in the chain of perfect decisions I need to make. Something down the chain would probably get messed up.
Yeah, we were looking at what could have happened as an alternate. Like, Dudes could just pivot away, not even charge the Castellan, and just clear everything off of 5 and kill the Leviathan. And then at that point, you're left with like essentially nothing to hold 5 for the rest of the game without revealing either the Castellan or the Moirax to the Rets. And then at that point, it's just a trade where he's on like 3 objectives for this game, you're on 2.
Yeah,
and it's such a hill to climb.
not wrong.
Valdor's in chat asking, do Sisters have any bad matchups right now? Dudes, go. Bad matchups.
They do. They just are against armies that suck right now. So Imperial Guard, GSC.
Yeah, it's anything with chaff troops that actually can legitimately like screen.
Yeah, anything that can screen and shoot me out of line of sight, just like, is so good.
Yeah, Death Guard feel like they can almost pull it off between like 3 Plague Burst Crawlers and just like a ton of Poxwalkers. Because like Sisters flying into Poxwalkers, like French flying into Poxwalkers does not feel like a great use of them. Like you're trading down no matter what, and then you just like lose them all to random shooting. But people are very fixed on Mortarion, which then gives Sisters like a really strong out back into that matchup because you just shoot that guy out of the sky.
That is a weird matchup because, like, I kill Mortarion 100% of the time, but then the rest of my army is not that great.
Yeah, that's the thing is like the non-Mortarion builds are much scarier.
Yeah, the triple Contemptor with Volkite just shreds Sisters. So that's kind of like certain things need to happen in that matchup, and then it's like a gimme. But if they're not there, then it could be
like
difficult.
Pox spam with Blight Lords backed by just Plague Burst Crawlers, just straight good stuff. Death Guard feel like that would be an incredibly hard matchup, but no one's playing it right now.
Yeah, and it's the thing is like people are like, ooh, Morty. Yeah. They're not looking like it's actually good in the matchup or in the army. I mean, like you put some, what is it, Death Shrouds with a Foul Blight Spawn, and it's like, what charges that?
Yeah, you're just shooting Red Set and hoping they fail their saves.
Yeah, and the Death Shrouds do more damage than Morty does.
Yeah.
So what charges that? Survives?
I mean, you don't need to charge it. I mean, they each have a 12-inch shot flamer.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like if
you don't
even
need the dude forcing the last turn. or force them to
Yes.
fight last.
You make it through the Overwatch, and it's like then they hit you first because
Yeah.
there's a foul blight spawn behind them. It's like,
You put the foul blight spawn just in the middle of 20 Poxwalkers, and they'll kill the entire Repetia squad too.
Oh yeah, they got a what is it? The Mortal Wound strat. They get like 2
They
attacks.
do have it. They don't even need it though. They have 2 attacks at strength 3
Yeah.
each, hitting on 4s.
Yeah,
Strength 4, right?
Isn't it strength 4
with Vitality, I think.
Typhus or Vitality? Yeah, I think they're base strength 3. I think.
Okay.
But I mean, like versus toughness 3, it's fine. A 5-point model.
Yeah, the T4 on them is pretty good.
Yeah.
Riao asking, does the recent John Lennon Tyranid list beat Sisters? I don't know that list off the top of my head. I think it has Dimacrons in it, so
Yeah, 2D
like
notes.
knee jerk, probably not. Dimacrons are unplayably garbage in this matchup.
Like,
This is probably the
the
single worst matchup you could take a Dimacron in.
The non-Dema list though feels like it actually plays pretty well into Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just played it earlier today, and I played terribly, and it was still relatively close. And my opponent was very lucky. So I think it's definitely. I don't know if it's a good matchup for Tyranids, but it's definitely like a coin flip. I think you can play out of it.
I'll tell you the double Hive Guard list that nobody takes because it's not as good as the other Chronos list is actually kind of scary against this list.
Yeah, the shooting Tyranids list probably pretty good. Also, Tyranids have like good chaff that they could just throw into the way of their Pencha and stuff. So that HGO in chat talking about a bunch of Vilepores and Hive Guard. I think that's probably a pretty good place to be. Gene Stealers, like the fast melee stuff, like kills the crap out of anything that Sisters have.
Yeah, Bioports are so amusingly good against.
Yeah, this
this,
is like the one
four
matchup where
pressure
Biopores
Pencha.
get to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you can't get out of your Rhino because there's a one Spore
Well,
monster here.
your
Good
Rhino
job.
can't get out of its deployment zone. You just
Yeah.
live there now.
That's the real button.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and let you guys go. Thanks for the game, guys. Dudes, congratulations on the win, and congratulations to both of you for getting to the finals.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is a fun game to watch, and you guys are now 1-1. So next time,
Wait, Doots, did you win games in the Invitational?
No, Magnus.
Oh, that's
Oh
the
my
cruelty of
God.
that question.
No, because
wow.
I'm curious.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
Because
man.
last
he
season
just
you were
shook the head and
talking
walked
about
away. He just took a sword
You
to
know?
his back.
no, because
could've
last
gone
season you were
whole
talking about
rest of
having
the day
no
without
streamed
doing
wins, correct?
I'm sorry, what's up, man?
Last season you were talking about having no streamed wins, correct?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Is this your first?
No, I had one with the Magnus list.
Okay.
Yeah, you beat Denise. Playing.
That's what it
Cosmos.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Another good matchup.
Yeah. Although, of course, didn't
Good
go
matchup.
first with the Thousand Suns.
Going first with 20 Rubik's is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
But you're now playing an army that almost wants to go second, so it's like
I know, I was actually...
So you get to go
oh,
first.
shit.
Right. So of course you win the roll. Yeah.
Oh, also, Trevi, I appreciate that you named my list Knights and Friends rather than just Imperial Soup.
Yeah. I mean,
Imperial Soup is just so like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so
Devaluing.
nondescript. Like the Imperial Soup is immediately like, oh, it's 2 Manticores and like 6 Vertus Praetors. Like, all right, cool. But there's a freaking castle in this list, dude. Like,
I'm playing a castle. I don't want to be grouped in with those people.
this isn't some normal Imperial Soup list. This is the Duchess's list. All right, guys. Well, it doesn't look like there's any more input from chat, so we'll go ahead and let you guys go. But thanks again for the game. Your score is all set, so you're all good to go.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Best of 3, dudes. Best of 3.
Best of 3, dude. Next time.
Next time.
All right, later.
Yep.
later.
All right. Thank you.
Riao, it doesn't have to be answered on stream, but 6 High Guard probably kill a Rhino, and then the Dimacron eats the Repentia. It's unlikely that the Dimacron like kills an entire Repentia squad. It actually physically doesn't have enough attacks, and then they have an invulnerable save. And that's also if the Sisters player allows you to do that, because the Dimacron has a huge base, and so it can pretty easily be screened out. Especially if the Sisters player uses an emergency disembark to like pull the Repentia into a bad spot. generally speaking, the game plan is going to be to shoot the rhino to death and then kill all of the juicy little giblets inside. So like that's the best thing that the macarons could be doing in that matchup for sure. But they don't like exactly trade one for one. And also, and we were just talking about it. Oftentimes the rhinos just don't die to the hive guard, and then you're like, all right, fuck me, I guess. So yeah, it's I mean, like, it's not like a Dimacaron doesn't do anything, but it's much less useful than 500 points of anything else, basically, in that matchup. I would almost rather have just like another like 80 Termagants.
Or a Scythe Hierodual.
Yeah, Scythe Hierodual. Yeah, the Hierodualists are actually really good because the Repentia can't like profitably engage them because they just get killed by the Overwatch. Like super killed by the Overwatch.
And like T8 on a 5-up invuln, you're still probably gonna die to a
yeah,
like
I mean you're dead when they get there, but the goal is for them never to get there.
Yeah, but I mean like the Retributor shooting at it, like you might bounce.
Oh
one
yeah,
anyway.
the T8 like monster mash lists are actually pretty defensively. They're okay defensively against Meltaguns. Because you can also, if you're building into the resilience build, you're also probably -1 to be hit, and potentially they're -1 strength if you have a Maliceptor. So that like at that point the Retributors don't really do anything. Like they get one hit through and they shoot you for 7. You're like, all right, cool. I start healing it. So it's less of a big deal. If you're saying the Scythe is good into this matchup, Dimacarons are great into a ton of matchups, and just the coin flip into Sisters. I mean, the issue with Dimacarons is that the matchups that they're good into are not Tyranids bad matchups. So you're like, what do we do? What is this thing doing here?
Dimacaron's a coin flip into Sisters if that coin has 2 tails.
Right. Yeah,
like
Dimacaron's probably worth like 60 points into Sisters when you're spending 240 on it. Right.
Gotcha. How?
Yeah, and yeah, Valdor, I agree with you. I don't. Honestly, I'm over Dimacarons at this point. There are matchups where they're really good and they just sort of like break the game wide open. But it's matchups that like are either rare or you could just have something else that's better. I don't really rate them into the metagame right now. But not saying that they're terrible, but like the things that they're good against are not things that Tyranids are bad against. So it's like whatever.
They're really good against Poxwalkers.
They can be good against Poxwalkers. If they can sink into a big horde unit and they can't kill their way out of it until they actually trigger their Spine Maw, they're pretty. That's pretty good. I think Dimacarons would be a much more... honestly, I think the only problem with Dimacarons is that their Spine Maw is so easily counterplayed. Like, it's trivially counterplayed. You just pull the casualties and melee with them, and it doesn't do anything.
They're running GT's singular, right? Like, they have only podium at 1.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not a terrible... Like, he probably dodged a really good Sisters player all the way up to the top and, like, never played one.
There'd have to be an analysis of the games that you play. Because you only play 5 games, right? And so, like... If you just hit all the good matchups for it, you're like, oh, I played against nothing but like a bunch of slow Terminator bricks, and this Dimacaron like friggin' chewed its way through the entire thing. Like, sure, yeah. I mean, Dimacaron's gonna be incredible in that meta.
Yeah, just face like 3 Necron lists in a row and just like eat your way through warriors and just like roll forward.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I've won most of the games that I've played with Dimacarons. Like I'm not saying that they're a bad unit, but I think if you're looking to win as many games as possible, I don't think that they're the way to go. Because they're like in some matchups they just are not very good. So if you dodge those matchups, you're fine, and if you hit them, it's too bad.
Yeah, it's a very expensive, very large close combat only unit. Like it's definitively a skew.
Yeah, exactly.
And like if the skew list, if you run into a bad matchup with your skew list, you just lose, and if you don't, then you probably win.
Right, and
that's kind of how skew lists work.
I think a big problem is that the matchups that they're worst into are probably Sisters and Harlequins. And those are like the 2 best factions of the game, right? Yeah. So you're like...
Although one of those, I think, is substantially more popular in real world. Like, Harlequins are weirdly, like, super high...
Yeah.
Like, play rate at like large tournaments, whereas sisters are not. Like, it might be down to the fact that they're just so expensive to collect and play.
Right.
And they're not a part of a broader soup army that's easy to trade around for.
Yeah.
Like Harlequins are.
Yeah.
But like, you're like, you do have that one benefit of like you might just not run into the sisters army, but you'll run into you'll definitely run into Harlequins by the end of a GT.
Right. Yeah. And then they just like turn around and like, oh, here's 5 fusion pistols, like, and it's dead. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or like the smash troop master comes in, he's like, chop chop chop, and it's dead. You're like, all right, well, 230 points well spent. Thanks, buddy. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stream off. I'm gonna be live tomorrow with some Speed Hammer. I'm playing against RC Wolf. We get an epic matchup after the finals at the DOG RTT, and hopefully I can win this one. It's not Vital Intelligence, so that's exciting. I just have to go first and deny miasma of pestilence, and then I'll be fine. That's the goal. So stay tuned. That's going to be in about 20 hours, 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and I will be live also Wednesday with another game, playing against an Imperial soup list with some sisters in it, and then I'll be live definitely on Friday with another pod finals, and potentially Thursday as well. So it's going to be busy time all week. Hopefully you come hang out, and I appreciate everyone who watched us, and everyone who is like subscribes and follows and all that stuff, because you're awesome. And also Shuma for hanging out with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Having fun.
All right, let's raid somebody. Who are you raiding?
All right. We've raided Artosis one time, so we don't need to.
We don't need to do it again.
Yeah. Not for a little while. Although he is playing.
Yeah, I know. I clicked on the button. It was immediately like, Artosis is live. If I click on one of these things that say Warhammer, will it immediately pop it up, or can I see what they're doing?
Clicking on Warhammer. Let's see what's going on. Speed paint challenge. There's us. We can't. Can we like host ourselves and get like an exponentially increasing number of people?
That would be wild.
Xeno spotted.
Painting. A lot of paint today.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to click on.
Looks like Torneo Latino Americano 2021 is running some sort of tournament with 4 viewers right now. We could throw over to them. This is it's Age of 2021. It's Age of Sigmar.
Oh, that's some kind of Warhammer.
Look at the quality of these sculpts though. These were well imported.
Is that a TTS game? Oh, it looks like it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll buy it. All right, everyone. I hope you like Age of Sigmar.
And in Latin.
Well,
it'd be Spanish.
Probably Spanish. In Latin. Lat war game. Here we go. More like late night war game, because that's what it is right now. Here. Did it go?
Game's still going.
Oh no, it won't let me do it.
You gotta throw it over to them.
I can't. I can't.
They have it disabled.
I can't raid.
Oh, they've raided. Who disables raiding?
Let me try again. No, I can't raid. Oh, there it says. Now it says I'm raiding. All right, here we go. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. I don't know what happened there, but we're good to go now. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.